Get ready, East Tennessee. The sights, the sounds, the spirit. Friday Frenzy live from 6 Sports starts now.
Week 5 of the high school football season underway. Heritage getting on the board first at Fulton. The senior running back Thomas Bowers punching it in from 2 yards out. Heritage, if they can win tonight, will go to 3-1. Fulton still looking for that first win of the season. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bo Williams.
And I'm Sam Rothman. Plays like that will be bringing it to you all night live from all games across East Tennessee.
Yeah, we had a lot of great games, some good matchups for you tonight. I mean, Anderson County on the road at Carter is one we're going to be watching closely. South Doyle, who's off to a good start at Gibbs. That could be an interesting matchup.
Tough test against Gibbs for sure. Hall, surprisingly, still looking for that first win of the season. They've had tough competition. We see if they get that check mark tonight. All
right, let's take a look at some of the highlights that have been coming in. A lot of these games kicked off at 7 o'clock tonight, and we're going to be with you throughout the evening here as we get you up to date on what's going on in high school football action. More Heritage for you. Again, they're on the road at Fulton, and a big play here as Heritage right now pouring it on off the pass play there. A great strike, and again, a touchdown.
Ethan Bryant getting in the end zone. Heritage rolling early against Fulton.
Yeah, so they're at least up 14-0 at this point. But again, Ethan Bryant, nice haul in there and a great run once he got some room. Another game we're watching, Cleveland at Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge off to a great start this season. And right now, it looks like they're still rocking and rolling. Cleveland looking for their first win of the campaign, but Oak Ridge right there on the pass play. They're jumping out in front.
That's Will Presley.
Yep. Will Presley.
Graduate.
He is. Go ahead.
Soon to be Miami of Ohio.
Going to my alma
mater. And we know where Bo Williams went to school. Making you proud there.
I'm going to have to get him a T-shirt. But yeah, Oak Ridge off to a great start this year. We'll keep an eye on them. Farragut and Maryville, two teams going in opposite directions record-wise, but Maryville tonight looking good. They're taking on Farragut, the Admirals. The Admirals in white. Everything moving away from us here in this play. But again, we're keeping you up to date on what's happening all across the area. So again, Maryville off to a great start. Had that one little blip right out of the gate against Alcoa.
Can you call it a blip against Alcoa? 7-point game against the best team in the state.
Last time I checked, Alcoa's up 21-0 already in their game. So
did it even start yet? Or they're already up 21-0?
They're already up 21-0. No, they are underway in their matchup. But we've got a lot of games, and by the end of the night, there will be nothing but rosters all over this desk. So Anderson County at Carter's. This is our game of the week, Sam. Anderson County, a lot of questions surrounding this team after they lost their starting quarterback in week 1.
Yeah, we talked all week 1 about Davey Gillum, head coach, his son J.D. Gillum taking over. Unfortunately, he broke his collarbone. He's out for 5 to 6 weeks. He should be coming back soon. It's hard to believe we're already at week 5, but they've had to do some shuffling. Damian Lavelle, usually a wide receiver, playing quarterback for them, but they haven't missed a beat. Bo.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Hornets off to a good start as well. Won a tough game last week in overtime on the road at South Doyle. We heard from Todd Helton, if you were with us during 6 News at 6, and he was just talking about with their own KCK about the grit that this team is showing and how far they've come. They would have lost that game if it was last year.
1,000%, and that was when we talked to Coach Todd Helton at Media Day before the season started. He said if you look at all these losses they had last year, they were up at halftime. They just couldn't close out a game. So like you said, to your point, to close out a game in that way, that's just huge for the program moving forward. And we'll see how that can kind of help their momentum throughout the season, especially taking on a really good Anderson County team tonight.
Well, Carter with the football. They're in green. Excuse me. They are the home team tonight. And again, coming off that great win last week. In Anderson County, they just continue to roll. Despite losing their quarterback, their offense, they've really switched to more of a run game and have really just been turning it up a notch against everybody, putting a lot of points on the board.
At the end of the day, head coach Davey Gillum knows what he's doing. He's one of the best coaches in this area for a reason. Figuring it out as Brody Sparks going to the air. Almost picked off.
Yeah, Kershawn Mills, the senior, almost coming up with a big interception.
He can't believe it, hands up. Yeah. He's probably thinking I should have had that one, but
there you see the score, 14-7 right now. So Anderson County is up, still in the first half, 11 minutes to go until, I believe they're in the second quarter, so until halftime. But again, this is a close one right now with Anderson County on top early in this one.
But as how good Anderson County has been on offense, really good on defense as well. Carter averaging over 44 points per game, kind of throwing just to the sideline there.
Punting, I think they were punting there on 4th down, so they're going to switch it up here. So Anderson County will get our first good look. By the way, I want to let you know, if this is the first time you've joined us, and we do this every Friday night online as well as our WAT6 Plus app, but this is the first time joining us, you're going to live the life of a sideline photographer. You see our crews up and down the sidelines. You're going to get it. See, look at that.
That's
the players
Casey
are in your way.
She's dodging.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room on the sidelines in some of these schools, and
you have to
really
go through the cheerleaders.
You gotta get the cheerleaders, the coaches, the chain gang, the whole
Yeah.
crew. You got to get in position because you want to be ahead of the play. So that's what you're going to see tonight. If you've ever wondered, it's a great way to get a workout.
It
I'm gonna
really
tell you
is.
right now.
You don't have to go to the gym. You just head on to the game. You get the weights, the camera, the TVU pack. It's a full body workout on the sideline over there.
All right, Lavelle and a quarterback. He's been getting it done for Anderson County since they had the injury in week 1, but to keep it on the ground, Jason Thompson, this is a go-to guy for Anderson County.
Yeah, Bearden, unfortunately, had some change in their coaching staff, and a lot of those players left, go different areas. Jason Thompson said, hey, I'm going to go to Anderson County. Not a bad choice. Filling in great there in the run game. And again, because you have a guy who wasn't supposed to be the starting quarterback, don't be surprised if they turn to that run game a lot, and Jason Thompson going to lead the way there.
Yeah, and Coach even saying Thompson, I mean, he is just that all-around football player, just a gifted athlete, and we're going to keep our eye on him tonight, that is for sure. By the way, last week in their win, 13 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown in that win last week against Heritage. All right, keeping it on the ground here, Anderson County. Look, Carter's defense, I mean, this is why this team's in games this year. They're coming up with some big plays, and that's what I've been really looking forward to this one for, because Anderson County got an explosive offense, but Carter, again, they really dig in and playing, not like the teams we've seen in the past. This is a different Carter team that Todd Helton's got.
1,000%. You just look at who they have on their roster: a veteran quarterback in Brody Sparks, a veteran guy in Jody Scruggs. Is he the wide receiver? Is he a running back? He does it all. He's just a flat-out athlete. And when you have those experienced guys there's Brody Sparks, there's Casey getting a good shot of their senior quarterback.
When you have player of the week, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you have that experience, you understand those situations, and kind of what we talked about before. They know what it was like to not close out those games, and that's why they've been able, I think, to be doing that again this year. Turning to the air now to Jason Thompson. He just bulldozed that guy, and look at him go.
Yep, he's gone. What a play. They had a chance to catch him right there and take him down after the catch, but keeps those feet moving, keeps his balance, and boy, that's why a lot of people like this kid.
And that's why you should be tuned in to Friday Frenzy Live. Right. There's the action right there for you.
So that's going to make it 20-7. They'll go for the extra point here and look to make this a 2-touchdown lead, as again Anderson County on the road at Carter, but Jason Thompson right there giving us an example of what we're talking about. But we
have a flag.
Boy, you see plays like that, and you're like, you got to feel for whether it's the receiver, the running back, whoever came with a big play, and going, you got to be kidding me.
A lot of those times, though, there is maybe a reason why they were able to make that big play, maybe a hold or something that you had nothing to do with, unfortunately, but.
So it looks like this one's coming down.
Looks like Casey's telling us an ineligible man downfield, so. That one, unfortunately, is going to come back. But, hey, they have Jason Thompson for the rest of the game. Don't be surprised if he'll make another play like that.
And you'll see that sometimes. Obviously, Lavelle was going right. He was looking to throw, really had nowhere to go with it. Had the ball probably a little bit too long, and that's when sometimes you get an offensive lineman a little bit further downfield than they need to be.
For sure, for sure.
All right, other games we're watching for you. South Doyle at Gibbs. We mentioned this one just a short time ago. South Doyle coming in at 2-2. Gibbs 3-1 on the season. Last year, Gibbs won this one easily, 47-0. But South Doyle, I tell you, this is a team. Last year they only won one game, and they've already got 2. But they've been in all their games this year.
So fun to watch. We've been talking about, Carter, who they played last week, just couldn't get it done at the end. Carter holding on, but they've been super impressive this year. And Gibbs is not an easy opponent to go up against, and the fact that on Gibbs's home turf, that's what you want in an away game against maybe a team that has been a powerhouse the past few years. South Doyle got to be feeling pretty good. That's
going for the 2-point conversion, and that's
and
not going to happen. It's going to stay 6-0. A little bit of some miscommunication. The quarterback just couldn't hang on to. It wasn't a great snap. So 6-0 though. South Doyle out early, and like you said, Gibbs. I mean, this is a tough place to go play. We watched Gibbs play Alcoa, but that's a totally different situation. Alcoa came in there and really just ran away with that ball game. Gibbs was able to kind of rally late, get some more points on the board after some teams had made some substitutions, but. I can remember, what was it, a couple years ago, Gibbs didn't even have a place to play. They were doing renovations to the stadium, and I know they are proud of this place and excited to have this home field. And again, that's always a tough place to go and play. So South Doyle up 6-0 right now in the first. You saw the 2-point conversion. Did not happen. Anderson County now up 21-7. And these are just a few of the games we're going to be watching for you.
Yeah, we have plenty of other games. We'll be going out to Halls. We'll be going out to Oak Ridge. Where else? We go to Heritage Fulton.
Hardin Valley Bearden.
Hardin Valley Bearden.
The list goes on. We got a little glimpse of Maryville and Farragut. Those two battling it out tonight. As you mentioned, Powell and Carnes. And we showed you right off the top, Heritage and Fulton. Showed you 2 quick scores by Heritage. Another team that really is doing well right out of the gate.
And when we talked to Joe Ossovic, this is year 4 for him. Those freshmen are seniors. He said, time to get return on investment. So far, they've done that.
Definitely. All right, stay with us. More Friday Frenzy Live coming up right after the break. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. We're watching games all around the area. Brinson Brang with the long ball downfield, and it was caught. This was Kamarian Rice pulling it in there for South Doyle, and boy, what a great toss. We've got some great quarterbacks, great receivers in this area. Yeah, put the arm up. That is a fantastic touchdown. As we showed you, the extra point was no good. So it's 6-0 South Doyle right now on the road at Gibbs.
This is where we find out what kind of, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. This is a game where you find out what team South Doyle is, because this is their first true test of the season. They've looked good. They dropped that last week game to Carter, close one.
See how they come off that overtime loss.
Exactly. How do you respond, and how do you respond against a really good team in Gibbs? And so far, it looks like they're responding well.
And we've seen Brang several weeks. The kid's got a great arm. He's a good quarterback. Hey, I want to do a correction. I think I said it was 21-7 Anderson. It's 14-7 because remember we had the long run called back. And now Carter has tied it up, so it's 14-14.
14. We'll get that touchdown for you in a little bit, but now we're going to head out to Carnes taking on Powell tonight. Powell, undefeated. Powell looks really good.
Powell looks really good. I mean, when we were watching them against William Blount, I think we were all kind of surprised.
2nd down and 5 for Carnes.
For sure.
Yeah. So again, this is Carnes tonight. They trail at 21-3 right now to Powell. Carnes trying to get something going here as they're driving down the field with the football. So 21-3 is the score. Powell, though, let's talk about them, though. I mean, their defense, offense, it's just a well-balanced team.
Right, and we always talk about Powell's defense. Yeah, Carnes is going to have a lot of those plays tonight where that Powell defense just comes up. They're just guys that know what to do. They're big, they're strong. It's a very well-coached team by Matt Lowe.
Yeah.
Looking ahead at the schedule, because of changes and teams that maybe are not as good as they used to be in the past, there's a very good chance for this Powell team to go undefeated. If you look at the schedule, very good chance. And again, talking about offense, Deuce Rogers, 5 touchdowns against William Blount. I was at that game, super impressed. 2 in the air, 3 on the ground. He's just a big dude that now is not just playing like a big dude. We know he can bulldoze people, but he was making plays, scrambling. Really impressed with what Powell has right now. Carnes has a tough test tonight.
But we should note, not taking anything away from Carnes, 2-game win streak going into this one. So they are 2-2.
Very true.
So maybe they're starting to find their groove. But we're going to keep checking in on this game for you. Again, Powell leads that one 21-3. Just one of several games we're keeping you up to date on tonight. By the way, Powell 3-0 in the season, as we mentioned. Carnes now 2-2, coming in off that 2-game win streak. And Powell just looks fantastic so far, averaging 35 points a game. All right, Bearden and Hardin Valley is another game we're watching for you tonight out in West Knox County. I want to get you up to date on what's going on with this one. Bearden's still looking for that first win of the season. Hardin Valley at 2-2, off to a pretty good start when you look at their past season.
Yeah, and Hardin Valley up 10-0, looking at the scoreboard now in the second quarter. And if you looked at this team last year, this Bearden team, and you would say Bearden's still looking for its first win of the season in week 5. I don't know if anyone believed you, but lost a lot of players. We saw one of them over at Anderson County, Jason Thompson, making plays, and it really is just a rebuilding year for Bearden, trying to figure out the Bulldogs' identity. New coach, a lot of new players, and
a new coach, but an old coach at the same time,
right? But it is a difference, to take over a team and a team that lost their head coach, and it is hard to adjust sometimes to that change.
Sean Thomas there on the catch, by the way, for the Bulldogs as they are driving. Boy, Bearden coming off a tough week last week. Lost 35-0 to Science Hill.
Now Bearden been shut out the past 2 games, just 13 points on the season. That came from that first game outscored 154-13, allowing an average of 51 points per game. That is just not a recipe for success. Got to tighten it up on both ends of the field, but really on defense, because that has really hurt Bearden in the past few games.
And Hardin Valley, we say they're 2-2, but they were 2-0.
They were
on a 2-game losing streak. They're looking to snap it tonight against Bearden, their West Knox County rivals. So again, Bulldogs keeping it on the ground this time as they try to do something up the middle, pick up a decent amount of yards there as they continue to make their way downfield toward the end zone. Hardin Valley having a hard time there, trying to stop the Dogs on the run, at least on that play.
Talk a lot about big games for maybe bigger teams that are having a lot of success. This is a huge game for Bearden and Hardin Valley. Bearden just for confidence to get win number 1, and for Hardin Valley, you start 2-0 like you said, then you drop the next 2. What is this Hardin Valley team? You could figure it out a lot about this Hawks team tonight.
Yeah. Again, this game being played at Hardin Valley. And Bearden, by the way, they play Farragut next week.
Yeah.
So these are 2 big games out in West Knox County for the Bulldogs. Big pickup here, though, for Bearden. Nice gain off the catch. Paxton Parrott, the junior. So Bearden keeps their drive moving. They're down around the 20-yard line right now and starting to knock on the door as they enter the red zone.
That's what you just need from this Bearden team. Just drive it downfield, get that confidence, get that momentum.
The key word there, confidence. I think when you look at what they've been through to start the season, and they lost some key players, as you mentioned, lost their head coach, got a familiar face back. He's also a Bearden graduate,
right.
So he bleeds that maroon, the head coach. But again, kind of taking some time to kind of get things going. So they'll stay on the ground again. This time, though, just a few yards on the pickup.
But you can do that. You can just, run the ball, get a few yards, third down, get that first down, and just, kind of use that run-first mentality. Whatever's working, it's getting you down the field, especially for this team that has been shut out the past 2 weeks. Well, whatever you can move the ball.
I was going to say, just get some points.
Exactly.
It can do a world for your confidence, for your offense, for the team as a whole, your fans. Everybody there. So this is a huge drive for Bearden as we're getting close to halftime, as you saw the clock there ticking down just a few moments ago. Again, they'll hand it off, trying to keep it up the middle, but this time Hardin Valley was ready.
Yeah. Read that one right off the bat. And that is a problem if you just keep running the ball, then Hardin Valley says, all right, we kind of know what you're going to do here,
But are they setting them up for this third down? Let's see now if Bearden brings something a little different when they step up to the line here. We saw a big pickup off of a short pass play.
Yeah.
So a big third down also for Hardin Valley. They're trying to dig in here. Aiden Thacker rolls right, throws.
Incomplete.
Good coverage that time by Hardin Valley. That's going to bring up a fourth down now. So at this point, you're on the 20. You're just looking for something. I don't know if they have a field goal kicker. We're going to find out they got somebody with a leg, because it looks like they may be going to try to do that right now and get 3 points on the board before halftime.
Looks like they have one.
By the way, our executive producer reminding us he is a Bearden graduate. So let's see if they can get 3. They're down 10-0 right now. Elijah Tunnell, this is a freshman. And the kick got the leg behind it, but it just goes wide right. No good. All right, so it'll stay 10-0 as they're getting close to the end of the first half in Hardin Valley. The Hawks on top. We've got more live action for you on Friday Frenzy Live, so keep it right here, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. We're keeping you up to date with all the action. Fulton taking on Heritage, and here's a pick 6 for you. Heritage taking care of business right now on the road, making their trek all the way up here to North Knoxville. And again, they continue to extend their lead. Sam, I believe that's a 20-6 game right now, Heritage.
Yeah, Heritage just continuing a tough loss last week, getting back on track so far against Fulton.
Yeah, Fulton still looking for that first win. Played tough last week at Gatlinburg-Pittman until it got away from them there in the fourth quarter. All right, this is Farragut at Maryville right now, and Maryville in control of this one. A touchdown for you right there. Didn't miss that one.
Julian Douglas just hopping his way in.
Yeah. I don't know if he needed to dive or not, but hey, go ahead and celebrate. But yeah, Maryville in control of this one. Last time we checked.
He comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, look at that. 28-0 was the last we had heard. Maryville, by the way, 3-1. Farragut still looking for that first win of the season. Oak Ridge taking on Cleveland tonight. Oak Ridge in control of this one. The long pass. I tell you what, when you talk Oak Ridge, you got to talk about the passing game. Blaine Stansberry, just an amazing arm. And again, here's another great pass for a touchdown.
That looks like it's Malik Howard, Tennessee target.
And then here, just the next time they had the ball, next possession. This time the pass, and we're going to get a little running out of this one. Oak Ridge extending their lead. Demillion Porter.
Yeah, we've said his name already.
Yeah, we have. He's another fun one to watch. The junior, taking care of it, cutting it back inside, getting a few blocks, and just getting some guys to miss as well. But a great run there. And again, Oak Ridge in control over Cleveland. Cleveland, by the way, coming into this one 0-4. Oak Ridge looking to remain unbeaten, and unless something changes, looks like it'll probably stay that way. Go back to the big game that we're watching for you tonight. Anderson County taking on Carter. Anderson County threatening. They're on the 18 right now, out of the shotgun, keeping it on the ground. And they're going to pick up a big gain and a touchdown, it looks like. There he is. Boy, so fast, you got to try to keep up with. And again, that's Jason Thompson.
Yeah, so Jason Thompson, if we're right, we saw that touchdown before he get called back. He had another touchdown while we were in the break, and that made it 21-7. Oh, there's another flag.
Another flag.
These are going to haunt
Jason
Jason in his
Thompson's going to be
sleep.
having a talk at halftime with some of his teammates. He's like, how many times do you want me to run to the end zone?
Exactly. So so before this, he had a 63-yard touchdown to make it 21-14, So Carter did end up tying the game. Anderson County pulled ahead. Anderson County trying to pull ahead by 2 scores. But once again, there it is. Thank you, KCK, 21-14. Yeah. Trying to make it 28-14, but it looks like that flag.
Coaches, that'll give the coaching staff something to talk about in the locker room right now. Again, as they line up here, they're going to try to see if they can't replicate what they just saw, but maybe without the flag.
Yeah, let's just give it a Jason again, and everyone else do your job so I can get in the end zone.
This will be a QB keeper.
Yeah.
Lavelle on the keeper, and this kid can run as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's really not a QB, right?
No, yeah, I mean, he's got some experience, as we were hearing earlier today during our newscast. Still working on that passing game, but he is a threat to run the football, that is for sure.
And what was so interesting hearing Casey talk with head coach J.D. Gillum pregame was that when J.D. Gillum comes back from that broken collarbone, they kind of, of course you never want your quarterback to go down, but now they have more options. Now, if it's not working with J.D. at the helm, maybe you throw Damian in there. You know what I mean? Like they have more creativity that they can do there.
Looks like Lavelle on the keeper. Stumbled there. Fake the handoff to Thompson.
So we're going to show you Jason Thompson finding the end zone without a flag. That made it 21-14.
Actually, this is Carter.
Oh, this is actually Carter.
Yeah, this is one of Carter's touchdowns, so a big run for them. And I know we're talking a lot about Anderson County, but we don't want to take anything away from what Carter's done.
So that's Joseph Armenta, who's just a plain-out athlete. Let's see. Last week, he had 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 11 tackles, a blocked kick, and a sack.
Yeah, did a little bit of everything. Right? Yeah. And that Carter team, they've got a lot of senior talent.
They do.
Team. All right, looks like this time Anderson County's going to go airborne with it. Lavelle heaving it toward the end zone. Touchdown.
Too easy.
Yeah, looked like he got both feet in. Zach Hapney, this junior, 6'2", 195. Didn't even have to jump for it.
Hapney going to be happy about that.
Yeah, he is. Anderson County, if they can convert on the extra point, will take a 2-touchdown lead as we're getting closer to halftime out at Carter. And we should not, I want to say Anderson County in the last 4 years, the last 4 meetings, Anderson County's won all 4 meetings. I believe they're 4-0 against Carter.
Oh, it goes back
way it goes back way back, but they played 4 in a row.
They played 4 in a row, but Carter's last win against Anderson County, 2016. Looks like was that blocked? Me and Bo were looking at each other, talking to each other. It looks like it was blocked.
So it's going to say 27.
27-14 as KCK is zooming in.
With about 1:18 to go here in the first half. But yeah, Anderson County right now, I mean, they're outscoring their opponents so far, 134-54 this season. They're averaging 33 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, but on the other end, Carter averaging over 44 points per game. But again, maybe Carter has not seen a defense like Anderson County yet this season.
That's true. But Carter 178-99 as far as points, and they are on a 2-game win streak. And again, they're coming off that big overtime win, 37-30 last week against South Doyle. So they're feeling good about themselves. I still love the story about Todd Helton. That it's not the Todd Helton
It is not.
fans might be
Every
thinking
single
of.
time I text Coach Helton, I have to look which Todd Helton am I texting, because I don't want to text Vol Todd Helton and be like, who do you have for Player of the Week this week? And he'd be like, who is this?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Exactly. All right, let's go South Doyle and Gibbs right now, get you up to date on what's going on there. Last time we checked in, South Doyle was up 6-0. They missed the extra point. Gibbs, though, now with the football at home, driving.
Keith Jones, first year as the starting quarterback, handing it off.
A good pickup there.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if he had been able to turn the corner, but again, a good pickup there for
Waylon Speardois.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're saying your name right.
But the junior.
Waylon, yeah.
And they're going without a huddle. They're going to go quick here. Gibbs has got some tempo. And we saw this even against Alcoa. Sometimes they like to keep things moving here. So this time they're going to punch it up the middle.
That was a good run right up through. It got met by a couple of Cherokees that brought him back a little bit.
So that'll bring up second down now as they keep that drive going. They got the momentum just outside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're moving very fast. Oh, it looks like they're going to have to
They're looking
look over to head coach Brad
they're changing
Turner.
something
Yeah.
up. Yeah, Turner's like, hang on a second.
Yeah,
What are we doing? You get this close, you want to make sure you get it right.
exactly.
Jones again with the handoff up the middle. Close to the first down.
Tough runs those
Yeah.
past two drives. On this last drive, past two runs. Fan of the black jersey? They have such a good light blue.
I
You
love
don't
the
need
light
it.
blue.
You don't
I
need
really
it,
do.
right? You don't need it.
It's a. I'm from North Carolina. We all like
Yeah.
light blue if you're from North Carolina.
And that's our great photog, Dave.
Yeah.
Bo says it every week. Looks like there's a flag. They're backing up
it
a
up,
little
yep.
bit. But when your photog is on his way to the end zone, you know it's a good sign,
It's a
right?
good sign that someone's going to score. This case, though, it looks like, flag on the play, so they're going to march this one backwards. So we'll see if Gibbs can keep this drive alive.
Still past midfield, so in pretty good position.
Handoff that time again.
Cherokee's all over that one, too.
Just so I don't get emails, just because I said I'm from North Carolina, everybody has to love light blue. If you're an NC State fan, a Wake Forest fan, a Duke fan, my apologies.
Bo's doing damage control.
That's right. App State, black and gold. All right, let's see if Jones here out of the shotgun, what he does this time with it. Handoff, and boy, I tell you, a big pickup.
Yeah,
Nice job, nice carry, and Braxton Swift.
pretty swift on that one.
Nice job there on the carry.
Now, while you're doing that damage control, Ole Miss also has a light blue jersey. We are not Rebels fans either. Did we get
Well,
everyone?
I said North Carolina, so you know.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, let's see what happens here as Gibbs trying to keep their drive alive, keep it moving toward the end zone. Good handoff, good hole, and good effort. They put the arms in the air, they do.
Yeah.
Touchdown. Should be for Gibbs.
You know that dance, Bo? That's a big TikTok dance. You
Is
know
it
that
really?
dance? No?
No.
Yeah. All right.
I'm old.
You're not on the talk?
No, Tucker Ownby, by the way, 24 on the carry there.
We're trying to keep Bo hip.
Yeah, try to keep me hip. Yeah, keep me hip. 6-6 your score right now, 6:17 to go here in the second quarter. They'll try to take that 1-point lead. And kick is up.
That looks good
Does
to
look
me.
good. It is 7-6 Gibbs. So this is going to be one of those games I have a feeling is going to be up and down.
Up and
Back
down.
and forth. Yep.
And when you have a missed extra point, sometimes you see when that comes to haunt you, when it's one of those back and forth games. We'll see how this all plays out, but we'll just remember that missed extra point early on, depending how this game goes.
Yeah, I think this will be a tight one. This is one of many games that we're watching for you right now. Anxious to see how South Doyle responds coming off of Gibbs' touchdown there. So we'll check back in on this game coming up here in just a little bit. Other games we are watching for you right now as we take you all around the area, and we're going to head back out right now. William Blount taking on Halls.
Story with Halls is, again, you talked about Bearden still looking for its first win, shockingly, from last year. Halls still looking for its first win, but you also have to look at the competition because Halls has had a tough go.
They really have, out of the gate. Yeah,
Oak Ridge,
Yep.
Gibbs, Powell, three of the top teams in our area. And again, some of those games have been closer than others, but this is a great chance for Halls to get that first win of the season. And like you said, Bo, kind of build that confidence. They have a veteran quarterback in Amari Lefko.
Yep. Well, also on the flip side of this, William Blount coming off their first loss.
Right.
And at home to Powell.
Yeah.
Looking to try to not let things slip away from them right now.
For William Blount, the Govs went into that game last week against Powell, averaging over 50 points per game, were held to just 16 from Powell's defense, and one of those touchdowns was a late touchdown kind of in garbage time. So, yeah, this is a big game for both teams trying to figure out the rest of the season. For Halls, you need a win. You need to start, piling up those wins in order to get into the postseason, to build that confidence. And for William Blount, how do you respond to last week's game against Powell?
Well, they're going to try to put 3 on the board, but whistles are blown, so we won't get a good look. We'll have to hang on for a second. But yeah, for the Governors, this is a huge game.
Icing the kicker a little bit for Halls.
Early in the game.
Yeah, Brent Hughes.
Icing the kicker. Yeah. Exactly. But it is a big game for Halls, like you mentioned. But William Blount coming in 3-1. They won, if I'm not mistaken, they won 4 games last season. So they're 1 win away from equaling what they did last year, and we still got a lot of football still to go this season.
Yeah, and Jackson Dabrowski, who's quarterback for William Blount, has looked really good. That offense, again, we were talking about it last week, Bo, going into the game, how good the offense looked. But you match up against a Powell defense, and that's where you say, okay, there is another caliber, another step we have to reach in order to be one of those, powerhouses, those top teams. And I'm really interested to see how William Blount responds tonight, especially against a Halls team that kind of has their backs against the wall,
really do.
Looking at each other and saying, we need a win here. Like, we need to get this program in the right direction.
Dabrowski, by the way, week 1 player of the week?
He was week 1 player of the week, right out of the gate.
Yeah, had a huge first week for William Blount. But again, William Blount 3-1 on the season, Halls 0-3. And there you get the lay of the land for you. This is what stands between, or the distance that stands between William Blount and 3 points on the board. So we're going to stay with this one. Let's see if they can convert the kick. There's the snap, and it hit the post, hit the upright, and it goes in. That's how you know you're living right, right? Goes through. You saw the arms raised.
We all need a little luck in life. We all need a little luck, right?
Yeah, it's a tough life as a kicker.
Exactly.
That is for sure. But again, William Blount, they put 3 on the board. We'll get you up to date. It is 16-9. William Blount. Let's see, is it 16-9 Halls?
It'd be nice if it said guests and away, right?
Yeah, we'll figure that one out when we come back. You're watching Friday Frenzy Live.
We'll do some research.
Welcome back. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Friday Frenzy Live. Bo Williams along with Sam Rothman.
We're on the same page.
We're on the same page. A lot of these games are entering halftime now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when we get to talk to some of our reporters out in the field. You've seen them up and down the sidelines all game. Now we get to talk to them, see what their take on the game is. So we're first going to send it out to our sports director, Sam Granville, who's out at Hardin Valley. And Sam, we talked about this game early on. 2 teams really trying to figure themselves out. Bearden looking for its first win of the season. Hardin Valley started 2-0. Fell in the last 2 weeks. So far, what have you seen? Which team do you think has the edge right now? I know Hardin Valley has the edge on the scoreboard, 10-0, but it is still a tight game over there at Hardin Valley.
Well, of course, right as you toss it to me, my light goes out, but we're going to do the best we can over here as it's halftime with 6 minutes left to go in the half. We do have Hardin Valley up 10-0, like you said, and so far it looks like Hardin Valley, who's controlling the pace on both sides of the field. Really, it was a slow start for both teams. We had a punt, then Hardin Valley going to connect as Riley Matz threw a beautiful ball to Bex Allen. It was a fade ball to the corner of the end zone, and that's how Hardin got on top early, 7-0. But really, the MVP so far of this game would be the kicker for Hardin Valley, which is Logan Holbrook. He punted about a 63-yard punt early on in the first quarter, and then he kicked the field goal from about 40 yards out, which at the high school level, you can't ask for much more. Again, I know you guys can't see me too well, but it is homecoming night here at Hardin Valley, so we still got about 5.5 minutes left, and they're still working through those homecoming festivities, but we'll be sure to update you in the second half, as I believe Hardin Valley is going to continue to work their way ahead in this, but so far it's all Hawks here in Hardin Valley.
All right, Sam. Sam, thank you. We'll get that light back on you here in a little bit. Appreciate it, my friend. And giving some love to special teams.
Yeah, kickers are people
Yeah,
too.
kickers are people too.
They get blamed if something goes wrong, and
And
they get
the
carried
hero.
off like Rudy when they do something right. But yeah, not surprised that Hardin Valley jumping on top there for a Bearden team still trying to figure itself out.
But let's give Bearden a little bit of props here. It's only 10-0.
That's true.
And I'm not picking on Bearden.
Right,
But
no,
I'd
we're
say
not.
if you go back and look at the past 4 weeks,
Right.
it's
been
been
ugly.
miserable
It's been
at
ugly,
halftime
yeah.
in some of these games. It's a 10-0 game. Bearden is still in this game.
If you're head coach Brad Taylor in the locker room right now, what are you telling your guys?
Exactly what you're still in this game.
Yeah.
And we've shown you can drive the ball. The last time we checked in, you can see that you can move the football in this game. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But when you look at the two teams the way they've been playing, Hardin Valley's got to have the upper edge here. But this, Bearden's still not out of this
Yeah.
one. So we'll see what happens. All right, Carnes and Powell, another game we've been watching for you here. Again, this one, Powell coming in 3-0, looking to go to 4-0. Carnes looking to break a 2-game skid. Right now, though, it's 35-3. Powell in front here. It looks like
That's going to take the score to 41-3.
Well, now it's like 41-3 if you just heard there. So Powell really starting to run this one up. So just as I said, this was a decent game. Powell again in control against Carnes, and the way it looks like Powell will go to 4-0 when this one's over.
And I'm telling you right now, bookmark this message. I looked at Powell's schedule going ahead. West isn't West. All these teams are not the same teams that we saw. Powell already played Anderson County. That's one of the good teams in 4A. I would not be surprised if Powell goes undefeated this season.
All right, let's go South Doyle and Gibbs. Another good one we're watching. This is one of those that we have a feeling is going to go back and forth. Last time we checked in, Gibbs took a 7-6 lead. So we're going to go back out live to this one. We're going to get you an update here. Dave swinging the camera around. 13-7, South Doyle now on top.
How about that?
I tell you what, South Doyle, it's not the same team that we've seen the past several years. They've really got things going. They've been in some tight games. And Gibbs, I tell you, this might be the run of the night.
Say that,
Look at this. And
right
he's
into the end zone.
That's a touchdown. Wow. So a great run for Gibbs.
Hamden Beeler finding the end zone there.
That's how you do it. I mean, that for sure. I think we all thought, all right, he's down. We lost him in the crowd. He was in the scrum.
We've seen some tough runs tonight, and that's just not giving up on the play, bulldozing your way, and just like that right now, tied at 13. We'll see. We talked about that missed extra point early on.
Yep.
And we'll see if Gibbs can take the lead again here.
So Beeler, who you saw with the run, a senior. And we'll see if they can go back up by one. If this continues, they may not want us to break away. At least Gibbs may not, because every time we check in, Gibbs turns in a big play and comes back and takes a 1-point lead.
We'll see someone from Gibbs back in our control room. All of a sudden,
Like
go to Gibbs, go to
game.
Gibbs.
But this game's so reminiscent of what we were watching last week with South Doyle and Carter. It was a back-and-forth game, as we mentioned, eventually went to overtime. South Doyle actually had a chance to win that one in regulation. It was going to be a long field goal. And it just came up a little short. But still had an opportunity, and that you can pretty much say for this team just about every week. So let's see here if Gibbs can take that 1-point lead after the touchdown. And there you go, 14-13.
You learn a lot from wins. Play well, let's keep that going, but you also learn from those losses and those tight games where you end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. That could almost be more beneficial going forward than picking up a win there, because you don't want to have that feeling again. You kind of go back to that, always keep that in the back of your mind. So I wouldn't be surprised if South Doyle uses that as fuel going on in the season.
All right, this was earlier. This was South Doyle. And Brang again with that great arm and a great touchdown toss to Rondell North. And we saw these two hook up a couple times last week in that Carter game. But again, a great pass play here. Let's look at it one more time. This is the second touchdown pass that Brang has thrown, I believe, in this game. I think their first touchdown was a pass play as well. Again, North doing a nice job to hang on to the ball and keep his balance there. Had a defensive back on him, but no worries for him, takes it into the end zone. So a big play there for South Doyle as they are taking on Gibbs, and that was earlier. But now that game 14-13, as we just showed you a few moments ago, Gibbs taking the lead just a few moments ago on a great run by Gibbs. So we're going to take another break. A lot of these games are at half or getting ready to head to the half. We'll get you up to date. Oh, the bands are playing. Were you in the school band?
I was not. I played viola.
Oh,
so I was in the orchestra. We didn't get to go out on the field. We were kept indoors in the AC. We didn't have to battle the elements.
Right. Well, the William Blount Band is who you're looking at, right? Sam, I'm sorry I had to bring that up to you. We'll get you out on the field at some point. All right, stay with us. More of Friday Frenzy Live in a moment. All right, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live, getting up to date on all the action around the area. Fulton taking on Heritage. This one's been all Heritage, but Fulton, oh, what a great
little
catch.
Trick play.
Getting on the board.
That's Noah Lyons on the receiving end.
Take a look at it one more time. Great diving grab here. By the way, this game at the half, 20-6. Heritage on top, but what a catch. And again, Fulton not going away quietly in this one. They are at home. So again, we're going to keep you up to date on that. Farragut taking on Maryville, making the trek down to Maryville, and the Admirals, they trail us in 28-10. That was the field goal right before halftime, again, to make it 28-10. So Farragut with 10 on the board, but they trail by 18 in that one. Cleveland at Oak Ridge. This game's been all Oak Ridge, Sam.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Oak Ridge is that all you need to know on Oak Ridge is numbers 1, 2, and 3. That's Stansbury, that's Malik Howard, that's Will Presley. One of them is throwing the ball, and the other two are receiving the ball, and that's all you need to know. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they all have Tamillion Porter in there too. He's running the ball. So 1, 2, 3, and 8. That's all you need to know over at Oak Ridge.
Right, 28-0 Oak Ridge at the break. Go back to Maryville and Farragut. This was earlier before halftime, and you see the touchdown toss there for Maryville. Again, they are up 35-10 at the break. Farragut still looking for that first win of the season. Maryville right now hoping to go to 4-1, and as always, a packed house down in Maryville.
Of course. They love their football, and Will Jones, kind of wide there, so you didn't see him throwing the ball, but he can sling it. He's been doing it all year long, and you called it a little blip against Alcoa. I don't think you can call it a blip when Alcoa is Alcoa.
It's a loss. Okay, they're
their
one
tightest
loss.
game this year.
Well, this one came down to the wire, and we had it for you live right here on Friday Frenzy Live in Week 1. And if you're just now joining us, we do this every Friday night. You can find us on our WAT6 Plus app. You can also watch us online on our YouTube channel.
YouTube.
You name it, you can find us. Tonight, we're bringing it to you, though, over the airwaves as well. But next week, we hope you'll join us online. We'll bring you all the action and keep you up to date on what's going on. One of the games we are watching for you tonight, Anderson County and Carter. Yeah,
it's been a fun one so far. Tight 14-14 tied, but then Anderson County starting to pull away. Anderson County, we talked about it if you joined us on the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock news, a little overcoming some season adversity early in the season. Starting quarterback out with a collarbone injury. Damien Lavelle, Casey, doesn't look like Anderson County is missing a beat. You got Damien Lavelle in at quarterback and Jason Thompson on the receiving end. What have you seen from those two tonight?
Well, we saw Jason take 2 touchdowns into the end zone that ended up getting called back. So right now the score is 30-14, but without the flags, this one could have gotten really out of hand for Carter in the first half. But I think those two are really clicking together. You see Damian take a lot of snaps himself, a lot of QB keeps. He's not throwing it as much in the air. However, they did get an interception. That was from Damian, right before the half. They had 15 seconds left in the clock. And then he goes on offense and throws one of the first passes that we've seen him throw tonight. They get downfield enough to kick a field goal to add 3 more on. So definitely think they're going to start experimenting a little bit more for him in the pass game. We know JD did a lot of that. Obviously, Damian not listed as a quarterback, so he doesn't have as much experience as of late with passing the ball as much, but head coach Davey Gillum did mention that they've been working on his reps. He has 4 passing touchdowns, I believe, over the course of the time that he's been thrown in as quarterback here at Anderson County. So we've seen him work the run game a lot. But I think we may, especially in the second half, if things start to get away for the Mavs, they start to really run away with it. Why not get him experience with it? Why not try it out for him? So those two definitely working really well for AC, still both of their go-to guys, and Carter now having to fight from behind when they come out of the break.
Yeah, but Casey, you talked with Todd Helton, the head coach over there at Carter, and one thing that he was pointing out to you tonight is the fact that he's really impressed about this team. And they keep talking about grit, and we saw that last week against South Doyle. We've seen it all season from them. He's going to need to see that team dig down deep again, but he says this team has come a long way just from last year to this year.
The team has absolutely come a long way, and one of the big things that we know about Carter from last year is that they were up majority of the games that they played in at half, and then the second half is when they really let it get away from them. Last week was an example of the opposite of that, right? They ended up coming out victorious in overtime, 37-30 over South Doyle. That was a huge momentum and confidence booster for them. I know Coach mentioned that, it's a little anxiety provoking, but I said right back to him, I mean, the win means a little bit more when you're winning 37-30 in overtime rather than 65-0. So definitely a lot to be taken from that game. He liked how they played. He liked how they finished. I don't know if he really loved the anxiety-provoking situation that they put everyone in. However, I mean, that's what you play football for, right? So team is definitely clicking a lot. They have a lot of senior leaders. They have a lot of guys who have played a lot of years together and still have more time here. The quarterback, Brody Sparks, and, Jody Scruggs, definitely two that really clicked together and have been playing multiple years here at Carter. So the team definitely clicking right off the bat. Like Sam said, it ended up tied 14-14 back and forth. AC has just gotten a few lucky strikes here late in that first half, and Carter's going to come out and try to hand it right back to them. Carter will have the ball coming out of the half. So big momentum shift that they could have if they can come out and score right away, close this gap to 30-21, and then you're pretty much just a field goal and a touchdown away from being in the lead. So that'll be huge for them to get that opportunity coming out of the half.
Yeah, Casey just mentioned Carter getting the ball back. How does Carter make sure that they can start to pile up those points? Because like you said, 30-14, not really out of it yet, and we have those leaders that have been here before and know how to claw back. What do you think Carter needs to do to get back into this one quickly to shift that momentum, like you said?
I think explosive plays. That's what Anderson County head coach Davey Gillum had mentioned earlier this week that Carter is really good at, and it would be hard for their defense to stop it. That was one of the big concerns that he was worried about defensively that Carter's offense would be able to do, and that's how they've scored a lot of points. It's not really plug and chug down the field a couple yards at a time that's really been super successful for them. It's those big explosive plays. That's how they scored this first one coming out to put points on the board to tie it 7-7. Then they had an 18-yard run. So not as big and explosive, but still not within, the 5-10 yard line, plugging and chugging through the red zone. It's one handoff and he runs right in after getting in the red zone. So definitely think explosive plays. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to give it to Brody a couple times, see what he can do. It looks like promising right before the half when they were charging down the field. However, then that interception that Brody threw that Damian was able to get, and then AC gets 3 points out of it rather than Carter being able to get this one a little bit closer to being tied up in the lead. So I think explosive plays are going to be the biggest thing for them. Defensively, I don't think there's any big red flags that Carter has had. I think AC has just gotten away with the ball, quite literally. They've grabbed the ball and they've run. Jason Thompson, 36 other way around, 63-yard run into the end zone. I mean, if you don't get him right at the start, he's off to the races. He's one of the quickest kids in Knox County. So if you don't get him right away, he's going to be off to the end zone. I think we've seen a lot of that with AC, that is just, Carter looks in the wrong direction and then they're in the end zone. So defensively, not too many red flags, but I think offensively, those big explosive plays are going to have to be the main focus coming out of the half for sure.
All right, Casey K, thank you so much. You got a whole second half of football coming, so we'll give you a chance to rest just a moment before you got to pick up that camera again. Great job, by the way, on the highlights as well. All right, let's check in real quick. Bearden, Hardin Valley. This was a 10-0 game at the half. Hardin Valley on top, 10-0. Hawks with the football, we understand, and driving. So we're going to go up there live. This is third quarter action now. Second half action starting up all around the area in a lot of these games. So Hardin Valley up 10-0. Bearden, it's going to be interesting to see how they come out here. They're not out of this game. No. Still looking for that first win. Hardin Valley working out of the shotgun. So they're going to go airborne with it. Quick pass here, complete. And they pick up a decent gain there. That's number 41. That's Logan Holbrook, tight end.
We kind of saw Bearden doing that on the drive before halftime, kind of getting those they were on the ground getting those 3-4 yard runs to try to move a little bit downfield, inch closer. Wouldn't be surprised if Hardin Valley turns that maybe a little screen passes, those short passes just to get the ball moving.
Keeping it on the ground, trying to sweep it around the right side. Really nowhere to go on that one. That's going to bring up fourth down. All right, so you're up 10-0. You're knocking on the door. Again, we'll see if they have a kicker or if they're just going to try to go for it here.
They're going for it.
Yep. Or they're going to try to see if they can get Bearden to jump offside.
Yeah. Hardin Valley has a kicker. We know that, though, right?
That's true.
10 points.
That's true. And we heard Sam talking about him earlier. Matz takes the snap.
It doesn't look like they got very far, so I'm not thinking they got the first down, but we don't know how far it was.
Looks like they may have got it.
I hear some cheers, so.
Let's see, they may want to bring the chains out and measure on this one. It might be close. And I think that's what they're going to do.
Get the ruler out.
So we got a timeout on the field. Hardin Valley going for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. There we go. All right.
You only get this on Friday Frenzy Live, folks. You're not getting this anywhere else.
And this is big. I know it's early in the third.
Looks like they got it, yeah.
So they're going to keep the drive alive here with Hardin Valley. So that was a big run, just barely. I mean, we're talking just inches, I think, on this one. So, but it all counts the same. First down, Hardin Valley.
They use KCK's plug and chug. Wouldn't be surprised if Hardin Valley keeps plugging and chugging their way to the end zone.
Oh, got another whistle. Hang on a second.
Timeout.
I also got a timeout on the field. They know we're watching. All right, so let's take a look at some highlights. South Doyle game, we've been following for you. South Doyle taking on Gibbs tonight. So let's take a look here. High snap. And let's see what happens here. South Doyle.
Look at that.
I'll tell you what, sometimes the worst play turns into a pretty good one.
This is a Gibbs team that is super well coached.
But Mill Crenshaw.
Super disciplined.
For South Doyle. What a great job, though. Picking up the ball and turning what was a huge loss.
Right. Into not a huge loss.
Into not a huge loss. And who knows? I mean, that could, even though they don't score on the play, that play alone could have huge dividends down the stretch. All right, Clinton and Central. First time we had a chance to look in on this one tonight.
That's Central.
And that is a long pass play and run after catch for the touchdown for Clinton. Or for Central, I'm sorry, for Central. I mean, they almost went the length of the field on this one. And almost kind of hauled it in with one arm as you take a look at there in slow motion.
That's the senior Javastin Badgett. But we're hearing that this one is back and forth, so here's Clinton trying to tie it up.
And a great
nice run there, yeah.
Great job cutting it back inside.
By Will Young.
So a good job.
Dodges one there.
Oh, that's a great job. And just outruns everybody.
Got a block out there, and then,
takes it in. All right. Let's go back to Bearden Hardin Valley for a moment, find out what's going on there. Hardin Valley knocking on the door.
I mean, how many drives have these teams had? These have been long, long drives.
There we go. Found the football. Oh, did he get in? That's the question. No.
I think his knee was down at the one.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going to mark it.
Still first and goal. Again, you can just plug and chug.
Hardin Valley going without the huddle. Let's have the quarterback keeper up the middle.
I think there's no question about that one. It's a touchdown for Hardin Valley. That's going to put them up 16-0 now in the third quarter. on the Bulldogs. Is that Dylan Umansky? Number 10?
I saw a 1, but you could be.
And here's the kick, and that is good. So, 17-0 Hardin Valley. And we got a flag, so and unsportsmanlike conduct out here. Maybe something was
I've
said.
seen a lot of flags tonight.
Yeah.
Ref's getting a lot of airtime on Friday Frenzy Live tonight.
All right, so obviously they're probably going to mark this off on the kick. I'm guessing something was said.
These two teams very close in distance to each other. The schools, you know, might know each other.
Yeah, and that was the
Be
call
familiar,
unsportsmanlike.
yeah.
Yeah, but you've got that area out there. You've got Bearden, Farragut, Hardin Valley out in that area.
All those
Karns not
6A
too far
teams,
outside
yeah.
of there, but again, yeah, all these teams, a lot of these kids have gone to middle school together, or they know
Yeah.
each other from their sports teams, and so that just adds to the rivalry between those three schools.
And
out
it's
there.
Friday night football.
Yeah, it's Friday night football.
It's
That's
allowed.
true. Good crowd out there. Also,
A little
between
chirping.
Bearden and Hardin Valley. Yeah, a lot of chirping. I have
Yeah.
a feeling. But yeah, an unsportsmanlike conduct call on that one. So we'll continue to follow that game for you. Again, we're watching a number of games for you. A lot of them were at halftime. They're now getting started here in the third quarter. William Blunt and Hall's one of those. They're getting ready to start the second half here. As we take you back out live for this one. 16-9, William Blunt on top. We got the whole scoreboard thing figured out.
We did. The red is Halls. The Red Devils are red. We figured it out. We did the math.
So this will be
We're all
the
caught
kickoff to
up.
start the second half. And again, William Blunt on top, looking to go to 4-1. But this game by no means over, 16-9. Hall's hungry for that first win.
They're starving. I mean, this is not the Halls team we saw of just 1 year ago. Again, they have these returners in Amari Lefko, Dom Culp, these players that they're obviously not happy with how this season has gone so far. They've been close in games, but again, we talk so much about the seniors, the leadership, the experience, and you would think at this point that Halls would have figured it out by now. This is a good chance to figure it out, but again, they have some ground to make up.
All right, so Halls, they pick it up. The ball was rolling around a little bit. Jarrell Chandler, the ball carrier. This is where Halls will start their drive. So they've got a lot of territory they're going to have to cover on this opening drive here of the second half.
It's like our photog Avery right in the middle of the action on the sideline. We see players leaving and going.
And again, we want to remind you, the angles we're showing you,
Yeah.
these are our photographers
Yep.
out there. They're getting the highlights for the games. They're taking you through their camera.
Yeah, right
That's why
into your
sometimes
living
you'll
room.
see them walking down the sidelines, but this is what their night is like, and they do such a fantastic job. So let's see what Halls can do here as we start the third quarter. And it looks like quarterback keeper and really nowhere to go. Maybe a yard picked up on that one.
Let go with the keeper. Gain of 2 on the play.
So we'll give him 2, as you heard from the PA announcer.
And Hubbard.
Hall's taking their time to get all set up, get the play going.
18-yard line.
We saw a hurry-up offense somewhere else. We've been to so many
Well, we've
places
seen-
tonight.
we've seen it quite a bit. Hardin Valley was doing
Hardin
that.
Valley was hurry up.
Hall's looking to go
It's
to
like
the air,
left
but
go,
I don't
yeah.
think there's anywhere to go. Lefko lets this one
Let's
loose.
it go. Looks like it was
Incomplete,
incomplete.
Yeah.
Let go pass.
So that time Hall's looking to maybe catch the Governors napping maybe in the defensive backfield, but coming up with a big play there. Brings up third down. Ball on the 18. So a big third down coming up here for Halls. Working this one out of the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket. Again, going deep. And this
That's
was picked off. Yep. So a turnover. So the interception for William Blunt. And that's where they're going to take over.
That was Nate
Yep.
Nate Bachelor.
Yeah. Senior defensive back. Coming up with a big play. All right, we're going to take a break. Friday Frenzy Live continues. Keep it right here. We've got a lot more football. Also covering the bands for you as well. That's just
Keep
part of
showing
the
the
whole
band.
night, right? Got the cheerleaders, the band. Stay
Yep.
with us. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Friday Frenzy. Here we are at Bearden and taking on Hardin Valley. We just missed a Hardin Valley touchdown to go ahead 17-0 on Bearden. And it looks like
Well, they're driving again. It looks like
Yeah.
Hardin Valley knocking on the door again. They're up 17-0 in this one. There's the shift. We've been seeing that all night long from the Hawks. And they're going to take it on the pitch. Oh, this time Bearden, great
All
penetration
over
that
it.
time. Bulldogs coming up with a big defensive play. And this is really where Bearden is going to have to dig in. They're down 17-0. They're in the game, but they can't.
gotta
let
get
If
stops.
they go down
I mean,
24-0,
yeah.
that's really going to sting.
and we've seen Bearden's offense struggle, so at this point, to stop the bleeding, you have to start getting stops. Now that was huge. That brings up fourth down. We've seen Hardin Valley go on fourth downs.
And remember, they got it just by the skin of their teeth last time they
Yeah.
went for it. They ran it up the middle.
We had to measure. We had to bring the chain gang out. Oh, but they
They're
are
gonna
going for the
kick.
field. This is a long kick.
Yeah. I want to say this. Is that Logan Holbrook, number 41? Is he doing the kicking? A little
That's
low.
low.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, no good.
So it's going to say 17-0.
It had a distance.
Yeah, it just didn't
Just
really
a
get any
little
air. I don't
high,
know if
yeah.
it was touched or what have you, but they're going to turn it over there. So Bearden will get the ball. So that's a huge plus for the Bulldogs.
Huge. We just said Bulldogs
they
need
need
to
to stop.
stop. They
Yeah.
get a stop. Now you got to go on the other end and score. You have to start putting points on the board. Down 17-0.
Yeah, this is going to be a big drive
And
for
they've
Bearden.
only got a quarter and a minute 46 to go. So
All right, let's go back to Carter, Anderson County. It's a game we've been watching. At the half, Anderson County looked to be in control, but as you heard from KCK, Carter's got the tools, and boy, do they. They came back with this deep throw. Brody Sparks, showing his arm off here, and a touchdown for Carter. That made it 30-21. So the game nowhere near over right now. Both those teams going in 3-1. Take a look at it here. But Carter, they're not going to go away quietly in this one, that's for sure.
now Brody Sparks, 68-yard touchdown to Isaac Cookston. And KCK is a psychic. She said they needed an explosive play. There you go. There's an explosive play, all right.
Yeah, 30-21, Anderson County Carter. That's the game of the week, and really, as you knew coming in, one of the big games going into this one. All right, Oak Ridge, they've been in control against Cleveland tonight. We're going to check back in with this one. It's been all Oak Ridge throughout the evening, and again, another touchdown as they continue to put more points on the board.
A little far there. If you see in the top corner of your end zone, of the end zone of your TV, Oak Ridge just been finding the end zone probably on every single drive we've seen so far. They're rolling. Oak Ridge looks really good this season.
Yeah.
And they have that experience. They have that senior leadership. We talk about it every week, that these guys just know how to play football pretty good. Miami of Ohio commit. You have a Tennessee target. You have a
Yep.
lot of guys with Division I offers. You should be doing that, right?
You should be doing that, yeah. By the way, their wins this year, Halls, Clinton, Lenore City, and Dobbins-Bennett. So that's how things are going to look like. They're going to add Cleveland to that list tonight as
Yeah.
they continue. It was 28-0 at halftime, so it's at least 35-zip. We'll get a
And
definite
it
score
wouldn't
for
be
you in a little
shocked
bit. But
if it was even higher than that.
all right, let's go back to Anderson County Carter, one of the
game
big
of the
games
week.
tonight. Yeah, no doubt about it. This game is going to be a fun one to watch. I have a feeling Carter not going to go away quietly, as we
No.
just showed you with that long touchdown toss a few moments ago by the Hornets. Now Anderson County with the football. The question is, can they answer?
Looks like we have a player down due to an injury, so we may step aside to another game if we could.
It's like maybe cramping.
Or maybe
Yeah,
cramping.
maybe it looks
Casey's
like
going to
maybe it's
turn the
cramp there.
camera.
Is what I have a feeling is going on there. It looks like they were trying to stretch out the
Yeah.
calves there. a little bit.
Good crowd at the
Yeah.
home of the Hornets.
Well, they're off to a 3-1 start. Todd
Yeah.
Helton excited about this one, their head coach. South Doyle, another game we're watching for you. They're taking on Gibbs on the road. And again, this has been a good one too, back and forth throughout the evening. So let's pick this one up for you. South Doyle 2-2 on the year, Gibbs 3-1. Gibbs with the football.
Keith Jones, first-year starter.
whistles are blown.
Yep. It's just been that kind of night for us.
I'm not arguing with you, especially in the second half. But a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppages of play here.
I mean, they're probably frustrated, but we're frustrated back here. We want some action. All right,
There we go.
let's pick it up.
All right, so here we go. Back to action for you right now. Gibbs keeping it on the ground.
And we've seen that a lot tonight with South Doyle's defense has been really good on just adjusting, kind of heads up.
But we've also seen it where we've seen plays like that, then all of a sudden the Gibbs running back just pops out of nowhere.
Right.
You know,
and that's
so-
what Gibbs can do because
Right.
they have the offensive weapons to be able to do that.
So Keith Jones is going to hand it off again. And they're getting a good push up front.
They are.
You asked me earlier about the jerseys.
You're liking them more?
More and more, I'm kind of liking the dark jerseys here.
I don't love them. Not with the white
But
pants.
it goes
There's
with the
too
light
many
blue
things
numbers,
going on.
you
I
know?
love the light blue.
Yeah.
Maybe light blue pants. That might be Brad Turner. If you're listening, you're probably not. You're probably coaching this game
he's
right
busy,
now.
right?
You're a little busy. But maybe think about light blue pants next time you do the dark mode jerseys.
All right, the handoff there up the middle. Tucker Ownby, we
talking
saw him
about the
score
important
earlier.
things.
Yeah. Ownby on the carry. So first down for Gibbs. Yeah, this has been a tight game tonight. That is for sure. So
Keith Jones looking to throw.
Kind of slings that one across the middle. Had it in his hands. Was that DeJuan Harris?
He's got to have that. I mean, that was right in the breadbasket. Just kind of, maybe it was too tough of a throw, kind of bounced off his fingers a little bit.
You know, my dad was an assistant coach of football. Says if you can get your hands on it,
You got to get
you got
it.
to catch it. Right. So I'm sure that's probably what the coach is going to tell him as he walks over there to the
Yeah,
sideline.
we saw Harris go over to the sideline. I'm sure he's going to get a little bit of a talking to.
But we haven't seen a lot of passing from Gibbs so far in this game.
No.
So this time they'll keep it on the ground, run it around the right end.
And they might have to start turning to the air more because it seems like South Doyle has been all over that run game. They really haven't been able to get those big chunk plays.
We saw a few in the first half.
We did.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of times we've been checking in on this game. It's really been at midfield.
Right.
Is where we've seen a lot of the play.
And so far in the second half, we really haven't seen any of those explosive plays yet.
Jones looking over to the sideline. Gibbs' only loss was to Alcoa.
How many teams can say that? Only lost to Alcoa.
Yeah, right. And Gibbs and Maryville are probably about the only ones right now.
Yeah.
Nice pickup that time. Wyatt Shropshire. So we're going to continue to monitor this game. We'll come back to Gibbs in just a minute as they continue to take on South Doyle. Gibbs driving with the football, but we have some other games we want to get you up to date on here real quick. This is Maryville and Farragut, and this one has been all Maryville.
We talk
And
about
that
how
continues.
talk about how Will Jones can sling it and run it pretty well too. How about this long
Yeah.
touchdown run? Number 5 getting 6 on the board.
Since that first week loss, they have been tough to beat. Here's another one for you. This is Central taking on Clinton, and check this out.
It must be Caden Long. Now, Caden Long does this every week. He had 4 touchdowns, I think, last week, and he's always getting it done on the ground. He's a dual threat guy, and look at him bulldog. Like, there was 5 players in front of him, and he said, "Excuse me, I'm just gonna blow past all of y'all."
Just turns on the jets, and
Yeah.
he's off and running, that is for sure. Yeah, Caden Long, the junior, doing a great job there at Central High School as they are on top. Let's go back to Anderson County and Carter. Getting a quick update here. All right, 30-21, that's exactly where it was last time we checked in. Remember, Carter had that huge pass play. And let's see, they've got the ball again. They can
Yeah.
pull to within just a few points.
Oh,
Looks like maybe
Yeah, someone jumped
jumped
her.
off
Yeah.
sides.
Brody was all over that.
And this will be interesting to see, you know, if Carter comes down here. Anderson County hasn't been in a tight game like this. I'm trying to think this season.
They
I mean, obviously the first game of the year didn't finish. It sets up first down now, but you know, that first game they had to end it early. That one was a little tight, but since then Anderson County has really been able to put a lot of points on the board. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond here in this game.
Right. Well, that's a good response there.
Yep. Sparks
Big
had nowhere to
sack
go.
on Brody Sparks there.
So a great job by the Anderson County
Yashawn
defense.
Campbell all over Brody Sparks on that one.
Senior safety picking up a sack.
He came flying out of the
Yeah,
gate.
he really did. So they need 15 yards for the first down as they lost 5 on the play.
And that's a good response. You talk about Anderson County knowing how to respond. You know, you get a flag, you give Carter a first down, and they say, no, never mind. We're going to move back the chains, you know?
Sparks is going to throw again. No, does the quick shovel pass. Helmet comes
yeah,
off.
Jody Scruggs' helmet is off.
Oh, my goodness. It looks like he may have got a face mask in the face when he was tackled.
And you can see kind of in the corner, I know Casey on the sideline now, but the Carter head coaches, there's a lot of flags all over there. That's not what you want to see.
Hopefully he's okay.
Jody Scruggs, hopefully he's all right. But you saw the entire Carter coaching staff not happy. In that moment, it didn't seem like the refs shut that down quick enough. But it's
tough to tell. It happens
tough.
so fast like that. We'll come back live to that game in just a second, try to get an update on how he's doing. But this was earlier in this matchup. Take a look here for a moment. It looks like the turnover off of a fumble there. Great job.
That was off of Jason Thompson, who has been so good tonight. A rare just didn't grab it from Damian Lavelle, and then Carter going the other way.
Who may have come up with it. Number 62, Jake Coffey, defensive lineman there for Carter. So a big play. Again, this is a tight game. Carter's got the football now off of that turnover, and we had a player with the helmet come off, and when you saw when he went down, looks like whoever was tackling him, his face mask
something
right
on his
face,
face, and he had no protection. So we'll definitely. Casey K is out there. We'll definitely check back in, make sure he's okay. That's Jody Scruggs.
As soon as that helmet came off, you were right. They needed to try to stop that. We're going to come back here in a second. We'll get you up to date on what's going on with that game and so many more. You're watching Friday Frenzy Live, so keep it tuned right here. And welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Bo Williams along with Sam Rothman. We want to get you caught up on what's happening with Anderson County and Carter. Yeah, before the break, we were at Anderson County. Carter, you saw Jody Scruggs' helmet goes off. You see him get bumped in the head by his helmet. He was down. Flags everywhere. Casey K is there and is going to fill us in. We have some good news. Jody Scruggs is back in the game. Casey, what did you see on that play?
Hey, Sam, it's a little loud here, but I think you guys tossed it out to me. So, just kind of walk you guys through what happened. Basically, Jody Scruggs, Carter's go-to guy, both on the ground and on the air, got hit going down. His helmet popped out, and then an AC defender, not on purpose, but smacked him in the face with his helmet as they were going down together. So it was kind of a helmet face mask right to his face. He went down grabbing his face, but he did pop up and immediately he was on the ground. Sorry, I'm kind of watching the game right now to see what's happening right now as well. Seems like we may have another situation, but when he went down, he was grabbing onto his face. He was on the ground for a couple of minutes, but then walked off on his own power. Was on the sideline a little bit without the helmet, and then put his helmet back on, and he is back in the game. I'm going to see if I can find where he is right now. He's right over here. Oh wait, no, just kidding. That's Joseph Armetta. He was back in the game, so he did play a snap. Here he is. He's over here. So he's back in the game now. So I guess an initial assessment from him is that he's okay. I'm sure they'll reevaluate a little bit later just to make sure after the game as well, because it was right to the face. Then a fight broke out. Oh no, an opposed fight. Coaches stopped it. Definitely could have turned into a fight. Little pushing and shoving. But it appeared that all the flags kind of evened themselves out, and we ended up back on the same yard line right now. We're on 3rd down, and Carter's trying to get something going right around midfield.
All right, Casey, thank you. Yeah, we just saw him carry the ball there, so he is back up and running. You saw the teams huddled together. It looks like they were talking a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw some of the players from opposite teams kind of give each other a fist bump.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I saw some of them shaking their hands. You kind of like to see that because,
big
tempers-
completion. Yeah.
tempers flared a little bit. There's Jody Scruggs. You don't want to see one of your players go down. And, I'm sure not every Carter and every Anderson County player saw exactly what happened. So a lot of, emotions and all of that. So it was nice to see them kind of make up at the end there. And good to see Jody Scruggs back in the game and good to see Jody Scruggs doing what he does. Looks like
another flag,
a
possibly
flag,
backing
and
this
we're
one
going to
up.
back it up. And
Yeah.
again, the refs are stealing the show tonight.
Holding is the call, as you see. Hey, let's go real quick out to Hardin Valley. Bearden trailing 17-0 in this one. Hardin Valley went for it on 4th down just a few moments ago, turned it over. Bearden got the football. Sam, the Bulldogs haven't scored in several games now, and this is a big moment for them.
And as you see on that scoreboard, Bearden is on the board. They've been shut out in their past 2 games. Let's see how they got on the board right there. A nice run.
Big pickup that time.
That's Parrott.
Yep.
Paxton Parrott there getting into the end zone.
So junior running back, and that's a long time coming for this Bearden team. As again, they were shut out the last couple of games, haven't they?
Yeah, that's their first touchdown in the past 3 weeks, if you're including this week. And we talk about the confidence, and I love that celebration there for Parrott as he finds the end zone. We've seen him have a lot of good, tough runs tonight, finally getting rewarded for it. And again, Bearden is in this game at 17-7.
Right now, they might have a little momentum going.
Right.
So let's see if they can carry it. The Hawks, see if they can shut it down.
Yeah.
So 3rd down right now for Hardin Valley. They're in the 4th quarter in this one.
Still plenty of time, though.
Yep,
Our
going to the
producer,
air.
Jeff, telling us still 10 minutes left in that 4th quarter. And and
A big
look at
play
that.
for the Dogs. Yeah, that quick little toss there to Levi Amy, and he had really nowhere to go once he caught that football. So great coverage by Bearden. The parents are ecstatic right now on the far side.
And we talked about that word confidence, momentum all night. What can that do? Getting in the end zone, is that going to help the defense make a stop there? And it looks like so far it's working out. They're going to punt it away.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball back, and as you may have caught a glimpse there just a moment ago, we're just under 10 minutes to go in this game. In the 4th, punter drops the ball, picks it back up, and gets it. Is able to kick it away. Oh my goodness!
Ooh.
I think Bearden got it back, but
Yeah, that was a little dangerous.
yeah.
Call. They're. I think
Yeah,
Bearden got it
Bearden's
back.
got the football.
Bearden will be
For a
driving it
minute
again.
there, you went, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what were you thinking? All right, so Bearden gets the ball, 1st down. Again, there's the lay of the land. 4th quarter, 9:39 to go. It's one of those West Knox County rivalries.
And Bearden down 10, so you need a touchdown, you need a field goal. You got to get something on this drive. You just need points. General, claw your way back. You got the stop. And now you got to make something happen.
So let's see if they go with something a little up-tempo or if they take their time on this drive. They need to get 2 scores because they're down by 2.
Right.
Looks like a fumble now. For a minute there, I saw the quarterback move forward, something on the snap it looks like, and Hardin Valley
Hardin
comes
Valley
right
has the
back with it. So huge play for the Hawks. We've been talking about Bearden, how they needed to take advantage of it. Hardin Valley now has a chance to, if they can drive now and pick up some points here, that could end the game.
Yep, and you see Sam Granville right in the midst of it all. Hardin Valley fired up. Head coach Tyler Wynn fired up. And Hardin Valley going to go back on offense. Now, there's still time in this game where if Bearden can get a quick stop, get the ball back, but again, that could be, we talked about momentum again, a momentum shifter right there.
But if Hardin Valley can go down and pick up some points, the way the season has gone for Bearden, it could play on them and weigh heavy on them. Off of that turnover. So another big drive, this time for Hardin Valley. They're looking to seal this one. Up by 10, 17-7 is the score. Keeping it on the ground here. They're going to pick up about 5+ yards. Still going, got to keep those legs moving, right?
Yeah.
Got to keep it going.
Powering through.
Samuel Mann running back on the carry there for the Hawks. Hawks, started 2-0 this season. They're on a 2-game losing streak. So this will also be a huge win for them moving forward.
For sure. And yeah, interested because it kind of been a tale of two halves in a season.
Yeah.
The first two games, in the second half, with those two games falling in losses there. But yeah, I mean, different competition. But yeah, again, Bearden is not the same Bearden, but it's always nice when you can get a win over your rival.
Another big gain right up the middle. Big carry here for the Hawks.
We've seen a couple of those explosive runs.
Samuel Mann again on the carry, had a nice hole. Offensive line doing a nice job on this drive. Just want to point this out. If they score, they'll give them 24 points, right? How many points is Hardin Valley averaging this year? 24. Living up to their average if they can get in the end zone.
And then maybe even get even more.
Okay,
There's
now
still
you're
time
going to ask
left.
me to do more math,
Yeah.
and now that's way out of my league. Okay.
We just talk the sports.
17-7, though, is the score. They also want to maybe, obviously they want to get the score, but you,
Right.
you know, at this point, too, maybe take some time off the clock. on
For
this
sure.
drive.
I mean, I would run the ball. I would, yeah.
And that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah. You don't need to throw it. You don't need an explosive play. Right now, you're up 10.
Yep.
You can just play, some safe football. Just, run and gun football, and
Riley Mack
or
hand
just
off,
find
or
the
just
end
go
zone
ahead and just score, and there it
and
is.
build a little bit more of a lead. That works too, right? He's fired up.
Yeah, boy, Bearden's going to be, thinking about that turnover. Aiden Perry, the running back there, 5'10", 175, punching it into the end zone. That makes it, if they get the extra point, 24-7. And as we mentioned, Hardin Valley averaging 24 points a game so far early in this season. But this will be this could make it 24-7 right here with this extra point.
And that is so quick about how a game can turn, right? You thought that Bearden had the momentum. Looks a little low, but it looks like it got through.
Just got
so,
through.
yeah. But we were talking about how Bearden had the momentum, scored, got a big stop, but then you fumble the ball, Hardin Valley takes over and goes and scores right away, and that's just...
And kudos to Hardin Valley
Yeah.
for really taking
Taking
advantage of that
advantage, yeah.
turnover. Yeah, all right. We got more football for you. Keep it tuned right here to WATE. You're watching Friday Frenzy Live. And welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. We're watching a number of games, including Heritage and Fulton. Fulton getting on the board here. They were down. This gave them 12 points. They went for a 2-point conversion. Didn't happen, so now they trail Heritage, but they're closing the gap.
Yeah, it's 20-12. The last time we checked into this game, 20-6. Fulton fighting its way back. Fulton looking for its first win of the season. And yeah, Heritage getting a big 2-point conversion stop there to keep it an 8-point game. Now we're going over Anderson County, Carter, and Casey's on the move.
She is on the move. And we explained this earlier. If you've never joined us, shared the evening with us watching high school football, we're watching through our photographer's lenses, right?
We are.
We're shooting the highlights. We're out there. This is what it's like to
running
be
with
running.
them.
Maybe if you've been to the game, you've seen the photographers
Yeah,
running.
and you're
you
like,
gotta
why
get
are
through
they
the team.
running?
Right, exactly. This is why. They got to get in those positions.
Yep.
So we're not only are you getting some highlights here, but you're also kind of getting an idea of what it's like to be these photographers on the sidelines throughout the evening. So Anderson County's getting ready to kick off. They lead at 37-21. They were 30-21. They just tacked on 7 more points. So Anderson County on top right now here in the second half. Let's see what happens here on this return for Carter.
There's Jody Scruggs. He can make something happen.
really can.
Yeah, he almost got taken down there, finally taken down there.
He's a tough player, and you'll hear opposing coaches tell you that.
Oh, yeah,
This
I mean,
is someone
he-
they have to try to stop.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him, he's not a big guy, but he does it all. Wide receiver, running back.
Yeah, I don't know if Casey, can you hear us right now? Casey K out there running the camera for us. Casey, if you can hear us, get us up to date on what.
You now.
Yeah, get us up to date on how things are going out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So AC has now had 3 almost touchdowns, eventually ones that they turned into scores, but they've had 3 almost touchdowns. Guy runs into the end zone. This last one that just happened a few minutes ago was the QB taking it in Lavelle, running it back nearly 80 yards. However, there was an illegal block on the offense, so that one got called out. However, they did get the touchdown a few moments later. It was 13-yard run into the end zone. So they still got the score, however, so still were able to capitalize. However, 3 now missed opportunities for AC just in general that in a game that's not like tonight could definitely be detrimental if they don't capitalize on that one chance that they do get to break free offensively. So right now the score is 37-21. Carter trying to get something moving again. We've got 1:32 left in the third quarter. So scoring here is definitely pivotal, definitely necessary if they want to stay in this one and be able to stay in the fight with AC.
Yeah, that's true, Casey. They need to get on the board. I mean, they are on the board, but they need to put more points on the board on this drive.
Yeah, and to Casey's point about those missed opportunities that they turned into points, that just shows how good this Anderson County team is, that they're able, they have a big play called back and they stay with it, find the end zone each time that they've had a flag, call back a play. They wind up in the end zone anyway, and that's just a sign of a good team.
There's another deep pass from Sparks coming right at you. Not sure who he was looking at. There we go. There was the intended receiver, and it was Scruggs.
He's trying to throw it to us, Bo.
That's what
right
I thought
into
there
our
for a
living
moment.
room.
I am the last person you want to throw the football to. I'll run it. Don't ask me to catch it. But anyhow, Scruggs was the intended receiver on that play. But you're right, Anderson County, and Casey mentioned it, we've seen 3 plays now for at least 60 yards plus that had to be called back tonight. So,
but again, you don't want that. I'm sure they're going to, Coach Gillum is going to talk with his players about being more disciplined and all that, but also the fact that they were able to respond and get back on the board with a play that counts just shows a lot about this team makeup as well.
All right, let's see what Sparks can do.
Looks
like he's going to call timeout. Yep, need to talk about it a little bit. Yep. So we'll check back in on that game in just a moment. We're going to show you the Anderson County touchdown that did count here in just a second. We showed you the long run from Lavelle a moment ago. Casey was talking about it that was called back to the flag. But this was the one that counted. I think she said it was about a 13-yard play. So that quick to pass out to the flat there, and you can see the run, kind of cut it back out to the outside, just gets inside on the cone there, and Jason Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we saw 2 of Jason Thompson's get called back, so it's nice for him to find the end zone, no flags. I'm sure when he finds, I wonder if he looks around himself and is like, no yellow, we're good. I mean, he did turn around a little bit. I wonder if he's looking around, being like, all right, we're good.
Because he's had a couple of big plays tonight, that is for sure. And I'm sure that he may have talked to a few people at halftime. Said, I just ran over 60 yards twice, and you had to bring it back. So
I know.
Let's be careful on the holding. All right, let's go back out, take a look at another touchdown just now coming into our studios here. This was this Maryville Farragut?
That's Farragut finding the end zone. Looks like he might have bulldozed his way into something at the end there, but that is a Farragut score. Maryville looks like it was 42-10 before that.
Yeah.
So Farragut now, it's a little too little too late, but still good for Farragut,
Well,
to find the end zone, use that going into next week.
You build from it, because next week
right.
Farragut, they've got Bearden. Right. And this will be, if you don't know the 2 teams, you're going to look at it and say, well, neither team has won a game.
Right.
But these 2 teams, big rivals.
Big rivals.
And they would love for the other to be 0-6.
And they'd love to get that first win on the season for sure.
All right, South Doyle Gibbs, we're back out live to this one for you right now. 21-21 game. We said it at the beginning of our broadcast at 7:30. This is going to be one that we have to watch. That will be back and forth tonight. Yeah, you're exactly right. So South Doyle and Gibbs, tight ball game. This one at Gibbs tonight. South Doyle looking to bounce back after that tough overtime loss last week to Carter. Gibbs right now, I tell you what, at 3-1 on the season, only loss coming to Alcoa, averaging 32 points a game right now. They're having a good year. And they must have known we were watching them because they're not doing anything. So we're going to show you what you missed earlier. This was South Doyle, and they can do it on the ground and they can do it in the air. Great play.
Reed Reynolds all alone in the corner of the end zone there, no one on him. Perfect throw.
Yeah, Brang again. We've had South Doyle on several times this season. He does a nice job back there.
I'm really impressed with this South Doyle team. Again, we talked about it. Just 1 win last season.
Yep.
And look at them.
Yep.
Toe-to-toe with Gibbs.
Yeah. So looking to go to 3-2. Gibbs, if they can pick up the win, they'll be 4-1 on the year.
Oh, you knew it. You said this was going to be a close one, down to the wire, back and forth.
South Doyle's going to be like, man, we're in another one of these games.
I know.
We're in one of these last week. All right, so Gibbs punting it away. South Doyle's going to get the football back.
He's off.
Yeah, let's see what they can do on the return.
That's Jeremiah Smith.
He's He's going to be out right around midfield, just over midfield. So South Doyle will be in good position as they start this. Got a flag. Wait, we have broken a record for flags in a half.
They're going to run out.
Seems like tonight, yeah. We've seen it quite a bit. All right, William Blunt and Halls.
Dabrowski with the keeper. Gaiety will play.
Let's, yeah, they're right there knocking on the door. No one's celebrating.
Saw a William Blunt player putting his hands up, but yeah, I think Halls might have gone the stop there.
Yeah, I think they did get the stop there. So William Blunt knocking on the door on this one. We'll try to get a score update for you. Last time we checked, it was 16-9. William Blunt was on top. We'll get an exact for you here in just a moment. They'll try to punch it up the middle.
This
Now it looks like they
sounds
may
like
have
that was in.
got it in for the Governors. Yeah, looks like they picked up the touchdown.
On the keeper. Results in a Governor touchdown.
So William Blunt gets the score.
Oh.
Wow, well, things have
We
changed since
missed
the
a
last time we
lot.
checked.
So
We have
Halls
missed
is
quite a
up
bit.
21-16. So that will make it.
Well, no,
let's
now
see.
they're adding. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let's see the math. All right, so, and then if they go
Wow,
for the extra
22-21.
point, William Blunt back on top has a chance to be up by 2. That would make it 23-21 if they get the extra point. Are they lining up for the extra point?
Halls looking for their first win of the season. So they don't want this one to slip away,
No.
especially at home. William Blunt looking to bounce back after a tough outing against Powell.
The last time we checked in on this game, it was 16-9.
16-9, right.
William Blunt, Halls came roaring back, and now William Blunt has regained the lead and has a chance
two.
to go for 2, make it a 3-point game.
So Dabrowski at quarterback, but they're
calling.
going to call they're going
Yeah.
to talk about this, see what they want to do.
Governor.
William Blunt back on top now by 1. So another one coming down to the wire. We've got a number of games this week that we weren't sure how they were going to go, but they're
Yeah.
pretty tight going into the fourth quarter.
Now, one that is definitely not going down to the wire. I don't know if you saw it on the bottom of your screen there. We have the ticker. The Alcoa score just came up, 69-7 Alcoa.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it was 21-0 before we even came on the air.
Yeah, so-
tonight. So
It's another one that is not close, but
Just
looks like
amazing.
Alcoa will continue that ride. They're up in 4A. It does
Yeah,
not matter.
does not matter.
We saw what they
Dominating.
have done
They
so
are
far this
dominating.
season. But
Yep.
yeah, for Halls, this has been a surprising season for just the success that Brent Hughes has had with Amari Lethgo at quarterback the past few years, and just haven't been able to figure it out this season. And yeah, this could be a defining moment right now. It looks like they're going to go for the kick, right, Bo?
let's see. I'm trying to see how they're lined by.
It
I
looks-
think they're going to go for
Oh,
2
they're
because
going
they're going
for
to try to
2,
force
yeah.
Halls to go downfield and kick a field goal.
Yeah,
They want
yeah.
that 3-point lead. Dabrowski on the keeper.
And it looks like he's going to be stopped short. Did he get in?
I think he got in.
I don't see
Let's-
anyone.
let's see.
I don't see the ref's hands up.
And, well, the scoreboard will tell the tale.
yeah,
He did.
so he got in.
24-21. There you go. So he does get in. And now Halls needs to at least get a field goal. Time on the clock. You saw it there. There's time to get it done. And right now, Halls can't let, they're going to have a little powwow real quick and talk about that and say, we can't let this one slip away.
Yeah, no.
You came back from 16-9
Right.
down.
You
We need to
got
drive
to
the field
go.
here. Yeah.
You got to
So-
go at least get a field goal. You got to get a touchdown, take that lead.
We're going to come back to that game and so many more. We're watching it for you live as it happens. Friday Frenzy Live on WATE. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Bearden taking on Hardin Valley. Hardin Valley was up 24-7. We've got a player down right now, so there's a timeout on the field, but Bearden is driving, looking to pull back to within 10 points. We hope the player's okay. We'll let them check on the injured player. You saw them out there in the middle of the field. We'll check back on this game coming up in just a moment as Bearden is driving against Hardin Valley. All right, another game, South Doyle taking on Gibbs tonight. This has been one that's been back and forth. We've been talking about it as 21-21. Just over 6 minutes left to go in this one. And this one's going to come down to the wire. One of several games we're watching for you right now. They're pretty tight.
Yeah, I think last week and the week before we had a lot of blowouts.
Yep.
We've got a lot of close ones. This makes this show fun, right?
Yeah, and a lot of these games, now we're starting to get into regional play.
Yeah.
So these are teams that know one another.
Right.
And there's some rivalries out there. And so these are the games that really matter when it talks about trying to postseason action. So Gibbs with the ball going airborne with it. And this is going to be incomplete. The rollout Nobody there, and again, Gibbs will try it again. Now we have an earlier touchdown from this one. Again, as we said, this game's tied up at 21. And again, this is South Doyle, and going to the air again. Actually, this is the one we saw earlier. Yeah, this is the one we saw earlier.
I was going to say, this is the exact same play.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
But again, a great toss that time by the South Doyle quarterback, and it's a 21-21 game.
Gibbs trying to take the lead here. Keith Jones in at quarterback.
And more whistles. We've had more whistles in this game in the second half.
I don't know what to do.
All right. So Carter and Anderson County, another game we've been watching for you. We're going to check in on that coming up here in a second as they get this sorted out here. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go check on this one for you. Carter with a touchdown, so putting some more points. They're not done.
AC has started to roll.
They put 44 on the board,
yeah.
but Carter not going to let them just walk out of there without an effort. So Carter scoring. We're going to get you
Joseph Armenta,
Yeah,
we
so
talked
the
about
young
him at the
man's
top of the show.
name, yeah.
That's at least his second touchdown of the night.
84 yards.
So we're told 84-yard run.
We've seen a lot of explosive plays from
Huge
Carter
plays,
tonight.
Well, from both teams, Anderson County
Yeah,
as well.
that's
Now, some
true.
of theirs have been called back for flag.
But yeah, we've seen a lot of them with Jason Thompson on the receiving end of those scores, and that's
There's your kick.
looks good.
It is good. That was Gavin Thomas, the place kicker, senior place kicker.
And 51-28,
51-28, 10
minutes left. It's tough, especially with this Anderson County offense that really can't be stopped right now. But yeah, Carter's going to have to get some stops and get to work on offense. This was a tight one before AC kind of rolled away. And to Casey's point, where she's texting me now about the game, and it felt like that Jody Scruggs injury. Yes, he's fine, but where the tempers flared, maybe Carter lost its discipline a little bit, and things have kind of gotten out of hand there in AC's favor.
All right, William Blount and Halls. It was, last time we checked in, William Blount had regained the lead. Halls has come down and scored again,
Yep,
from what we've been told. And now William Blount is driving. So it's 28-24. Halls looking for that first win of the season. William Blount, though, almost broke the tackle there, picking up the first down. So this is a huge drive for William Blount. The Governor's down by 4. So they're going to move the chains.
This one's been an interesting game
really
because
has
you
been.
saw William Blount kind of take control of this one. You said, what's going on with Halls? And then we came back and Halls was on top, and then William Blount was back on top. Now Halls is back on top. William Blount can regain the lead. I mean, this one's just been really fun to watch as William Blount just powering their way.
Yeah, good job up the middle there. You know, at one point, William Blount was up 16-9.
Yeah.
We came back, and Halls was up 22-16.
Yeah.
And then we watched, we hung with this game for a little bit. William Blount retook the lead. We broke away while we were gone. Halls scored. Looks like we have a Halls player down. He's just below. There he is right there at the bottom of the screen. So they're going to stop play here for a moment.
Looks like another cramp. We've seen a
check on
couple of
this young
those
man.
tonight.
We have in a number of games. They're going to come out. Yeah, they're going to stretch that calf here for a moment. So let's get the lay of the land here. 28-24 is the score with Halls looking for that first win of the season. They're close. And here was the touchdown that put Halls back on top. And what looked like maybe wasn't going to go anywhere turned into a big run for 6 points there for the Red Devils. So a huge play for Halls as they are back on top. Take a look at it one more time.
That was Michaelis Daniel, the senior running back, taking it all the way. As you see there, his teammate Jarrell Chandler with the hand up, saying, yeah, he's going all the way down. A little house call there to put Halls back on top in a really must-win situation for them. At home, winless on the season, Halls needs to turn things around. In order to do so, they need to get that win tonight.
Well, right now they are on top, and I can't remember when we swung around and looked at the clock there how much time was left, but Halls, this is their best opportunity right now. Here we go. We're going to take a look at it one more time. So it's about 8
a lot of
minutes,
time
8:48.
left.
So,
a lot of time.
Plenty of time left to go in the fourth quarter in this game. But Halls on top, 28-24 over William Blount. William Blount, coming off that tough loss against Powell, looking to rebound off of that, shake that one off. If they would win tonight, they will equal their win total last season with 4. This William Blount team much improved from last season as well.
Much improved, especially offensively. Yeah. And again, yes, Halls takes the lead, but William Blount can just go back and score and take the lead once again with this offense that the Govs have had this season.
All right, Bearden and Hardin Valley. This one's ticking down 24-7, and you can see the clock is going. Bearden was driving. We had a player hurt. We broke away for a moment. And Hardin Valley now with the football. And this one's
taking
they're going to wrap this one up, I think. Let's watch and see what they do. It's going to keep it on the ground. Not really going anywhere. Clock will continue to run. Hardin Valley for them, this will be their 3rd win of the season. Bearden's going to drop to 0-5, and that's it. You see less than 10 seconds. So a big win for Hardin Valley after dropping 2 straight. Huge win tonight for them.
Huge win to get back on track. And again, against one of your rivals there in 6A, a big region win for Hardin Valley. And yeah, Bearden's still looking for win number 1 on the season. So hard to say with the success that this Bulldogs program has had the past few years. But again, a lot of turnover, coaching, players, and still just trying to figure it out.
Sure. But there's a lot to build from there, I think, for Bearden to take away from this game. But Hardin Valley, hopefully now they'll get some momentum going as they move forward as well and then get back on the winning side of the record.
And Bearden got on the board. That's something to be confident about.
That's
you know, they've
true.
been shut out in their past 2 games, so that's something you got to take going forward.
And they got Farragut next week, another team that is winless. So 2 huge rivals will be going head-to-head looking for their first win.
Talking about a team that's winless, Halls right now on top of William Blount, looking to get that first win of the season. Last time we checked in at this one, William Blount was driving Jackson Dabrowski in at quarterback. It looks like we have a flag.
They do. It's another flag.
I mean, it's like we go to the game.
You know, the first half just sailed by in all these games.
I know.
No problems, except for a few long runs.
It's 9:33, and we've got a lot of football left to go.
Well, thanks to the flags, this is great. We're on until 10 o'clock.
I guess.
We don't want these games wrapping up right now.
Exactly.
Stop the clock.
The refs know that we're on TV tonight. They know Friday Frenzy Live is here on WAT. We said we got to help them out, give them all the action, fill the time till 10 o'clock. We don't want just Bo and Sam standing there talking.
Right. And William Blount, their coaching staff, a little upset about something over there, so we'll give them a second here. They're also talking to their players.
I mean, Robert Reeves was about almost
to the huddle.
Almost in the huddle. I don't know if that is frowned upon. I think it should be.
But this is a big game for William Blount. Like we mentioned, they want to bounce back after that loss last week. That was a tough loss, too, at home against Powell. So let's see what they do. They've got a great quarterback. They've shown they can get things done offensively. They're averaging right around 43 points a game. And looks like the ball, where is it? There it is. Pass is complete. Not sure if he picked up the first down. I don't think he did.
No.
But I think we got a second down coming up here for the Governors. And again, just to remind you, as our photographers are moving around, this is what you're seeing as they are getting set up each night. So it's kind of a different viewpoint of some of these games. Instead of high above, we're giving you a ground level.
Right in the action, and on the ticker, I just saw Fulton was trying to get back in that Heritage game. Heritage has just scored, so now it's 27-12. The Mountaineers on top.
Trying to go up the middle that time. William Blount, Dabrowski with the handoff. Really didn't pick up much. That should bring up 3rd down now for William Blount.
Yeah, and if Halls can keep, get this stop here, go back. I mean, that should be a huge stop for Halls in a game that's been back and forth as Red Devils still looking for win number 1 on the season.
All right, 3rd and 4 for William Blount. Dabrowski back.
He's got time.
Comes near side with it, and it
I
looks like
think
he dropped the football.
It, yeah.
A little behind him. Just couldn't hang on to it.
That's
going to bring up 4th down. All right,
huge
so if you're William Blount,
do
you go for it at this point? Do you
I mean, look where they are. They're all the way back.
They're let's see, how far back
they're
are
not
we?
even past
Like
midfield, right?
Are they on the H? They're on the H, so I'm guessing they're around
on the
midfield.
H, so they're at midfield. I think they're on the first line of the H, though, right?
And it'd be better if they were on the second.
Yeah,
part
we
of
prefer
the
that.
H. Yes.
Maybe they're there in the middle, the connecting part of the H, right in the middle there. I don't know. I can't see.
Well, let's see. It looks like to me. Now they're going for it here on 4th down, so it should be 4th and 4.
Oh.
Nope. And whistles are blowing.
Timeout or a flag? I think someone jumped off.
Someone may have.
False start. Yeah, good call, Sam. So they're going to back it up 5 yards.
Okay, backing up 5 yards, and now you got to punt it away.
Yep. I think probably at this point you need to. All right, Heritage Fulton. You were talking about this game just a moment ago, Sam. Fulton was trying to come back in this ball game. They were down. Heritage with a big play here defensively.
Yeah.
27-12 the score at that point.
I know they use a couple guys, but I'm guessing that's Raywan Womble in at quarterback for Fulton. And there's a Heritage field goal. Looks like that is good.
So that should make it 20.
Well, it was 27.
27, so 30 to 12,
That
right?
should make it 30 to 12. And yeah, it looks like Heritage is going to get another win on the season.
And for Heritage, they'll go to 3-1.
Yeah.
You know.
And Fulton, sorry, I was so into the action. Fulton still looking for win number 1.
Yeah.
And it's just been an interesting season for head coach Justin Long. Turned that program around last year in Weir 1. Just haven't been able to find that same success this year. Lost a lot of players from that senior-led team. And yeah, it's a young team. But, you know, with Justin Long in that head coach, he'll figure it out.
All right, let's go back and check in on South Doyle. On the road at Gibbs tonight. Gibbs, last time we checked in, was up 20-13 in this game. So now it's 21-21. That's right, 21-21, I'm told by our director.
Who just happens to be a South
Doyle
Doyle grad.
graduate.
I wonder,
he is glued to this one.
Yeah. There's a reason we keep coming back to this game.
So
It's
minute 20.
Yeah.
2 straight weeks now, South Doyle has found themselves in a possible, well, last night week it did go to overtime.
Yeah.
Could be seeing a repeat this week as well.
Or they could just walk it off right here. I'm sure Connor, our director, would love that.
Well, let's see what happens. They're out of the shotgun. Brangs look great throwing the ball tonight, at least the times that we've been checking in on this South Doyle team. 4th down, by the way, so another 4th.
I mean, you don't want Gibbs to get back the ball if this is Williams 1. You got to convert here, and
So
it
quick
looks
pass
like they
complete.
will.
Wow, look at
Up and
this.
down the sideline. He stays on his feet. Finally taken down, but a huge
Jeremiah Smith.
first down there by Jeremiah Smith. I think it was week 1. I said, do you have to be a wide receiver and named Jeremiah Smith? He's living up to the name there. A huge play right there for William Blond. And as you see, Dave is on the move.
That's right.
And that's a good sign if you're a Govs fan. Not a Govs fan. We've had so many games. A Cherokee fan, excuse me.
Breaks a couple tackles up the middle. This could go. No. Brought down again. Mill Crenshaw. This is the sophomore, and he had some big runs last week against Carter, and a huge run there up the middle. He could have been stopped right there after maybe about a 1-yard gain, and then all of a sudden, just as you saw, just appeared. Clock still running.
It's under 30 seconds now. I mean, you just need a field goal to win it. But you're going to try to get as close as you can with the time that you have.
So let's see. Are they going to? Let's see what what he does here. He's looking over 10 seconds, 9 seconds.
They're just going to let this one.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to call timeout here. Let's see if it gets down to about 2. Yep,
Yep,
there's
right
the whistle.
there.
So with 1 second
All right.
left. Now, last week,
Yes.
South Doyle had an opportunity to win in regulation against
kick.
Carter with a kick. Now, that kick, it was a long kick,
Yeah.
all right?
This one
it
much
was,
shorter.
It was spot on, but just short, okay? This is a lot closer. So let's see, if this time they can convert it and head to the buses.
Again, did we start the show talking about special teams?
Yeah. And we've heard it tonight, even at halftime. Sam Granville was talking about special teams with Hardin Valley. Played a huge role in that first half. Huge punt that really helped them keep Bearden pinned. Hardin Valley going on to win that game to pick up their 3rd win of the season. South Doyle, last year, if I'm not mistaken, 1-9 on the year. They can go to 3-2 if they can convert here. So the tension builds.
You guys can't see it right now, but Bo Williams has left the set.
I have left the set and have stuck my face in the monitor.
It's like he is lining up to try to
a
block this
timeout.
kick right now.
Timeout. They're gonna make the kicker think about it a little
Yeah.
bit. Gibbs has just called a timeout.
I guess I can come back over to the set then. Nothing to see.
Bo's
here.
on his way back.
Yep.
Now, in a couple of seconds, he'll be back at the screen as close as he can. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are at home or doing the Bo Williams close to your screen. I mean,
I tell you, if you're a South Doyle or a Gibbs fan, you
Yeah.
probably are on the edge of your seat
what do you
right
think
now.
Connor's doing up there in the control room? Our
director.
director, Connor, who is a South Doyle grad. He says he's
Says
cool as a cucumber.
confident.
He feels good. They missed it last week.
Yeah. But it was a lot. I can't remember I want to say it was like 46 yards. For some reason that sticks in my
And
head.
for high school, that's a long kick.
That is a big kick. Oh, here we go. All right, so.
Bo's on the move. He's at a different monitor this time, by the way. A closer one.
All right, so let's take a look here.
Ken Weathers in the Weather Center has
Isaiah
emerged,
Mitchell.
and he's even watching the kick.
Isaiah Mitchell. Yeah.
His wife
Oh,
is
his
a
wife went
Gibbs
to
alum,
that's
everyone.
right.
We have a divided newsroom.
All right, so here's Isaiah Mitchell set for the kick, the snap, the kick.
Ooh,
No!
it's blocked.
It is blocked.
It's blocked.
And for the second
Oh
week in a
my
row,
gosh.
South Doyle is going to overtime.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. All right, we're going to go to break real quick, catch our breath. We've got a lot of football still to come. You're watching Friday Frenzy Live on WATE, Channel 6. Welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. South Doyle Gibbs, they're in overtime. You just saw South Doyle a few moments ago. Had a chance to win. His time
2 weeks in a
expired.
row,
And the kick
can't
was
get
blocked.
the kick to win it. And
This
that's
time,
Keith
yeah,
Jones
Gibbs.
running it. Keith, it's finally taken down, but at maybe the 6 or the 5 yard line, super close to punching this one in. And yeah, Bo called at the beginning of the show. He said this was going to come down to the wire, back and forth. And that's exactly what we've had. Fun for us at home and watching, but probably not fun for South Doyle these past few weeks.
I tell you what, I mean, you have to, if you were with them last year
Yeah.
after a 1-9 season, they're
You're
fighting.
happy to be in this situation,
Exactly.
right? Right.
But they're all nailed. You probably don't have any fingernails left, that's for sure, after last week and this week. All right, let's
Couple
again,
yards,
yeah,
maybe.
a couple
Maybe
yards
on the
picked
4,
up.
it looks like.
So Gibbs got the ball first. South Doyle will get an opportunity.
Right.
So there you see the score, 21-21 in overtime. So on 4th down, Gibbs looks like they're going to set up. Are they going to set up for the kick? Going to get the
They're
3
gonna get
points
the kick,
and
yeah.
rely on their defense.
And then it's up to South Doyle.
So as we said earlier, special teams. It's been a
Oh my
special
gosh,
teams kind of
It
night.
has.
in some of these
past few weeks too, right?
So a huge kick to give Gibbs the lead in overtime.
That looks like it went right through the middle. Yeah.
did.
All right.
24-21 right now.
So now South Doyle has a chance with how the kicks have gone the past few weeks. South Doyle going to try to find the end zone and win this one, right? And close this one out.
So let's see what happens. It'll be interesting to see. We've seen some big runs from Mill Crenshaw, the sophomore running back for South Doyle. Benson Brang, we've seen him toss a few into the end zone as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan South Doyle goes with here on their possession.
All right, so here comes that South Doyle offense. And Bo is back at the screen.
I didn't go all the way to it.
Yeah. He's a little further this time.
Yeah.
It's 1st down.
All right, Benson Brang in at quarterback for South Doyle. A touchdown will win it for the Cherokees. They keep it on the ground. It looks
Did
like,
he?
no,
For a second I
yeah.
thought he lost it.
Looked like there for a moment, but
Yeah.
Crenshaw hangs on to it. So 2nd down now.
Big win for West, by the way. Just looking at the ticker, West picks up a win tonight.
Yeah, and that's a team that has gone off to a rough start.
Right.
you
And
know.
again, it's the same situation that
Yep.
we've talked about with Beard and new coaching staff, some, turnover. But good for the Rebels to get a win on the season there tonight.
All right, 2nd down and goal in overtime. South Doyle. They need at least a field goal. A touchdown will win it. Up the middle,
And that'll
Crenshaw.
win it.
That's a touchdown.
South Doyle getting it done in overtime. A huge upset win over Gibbs on the Eagles' home turf, and that celebration well deserved. We've talked about South Doyle this season. How about that?
Last week it was the opposite. We saw Carter
Yeah.
celebrating at South Doyle. That same scene for these kids at South Doyle
And
to be able to come back, though, this week. It says a lot about it.
1,000%, and we talked about it. Those losses, yeah, they hurt. But they also motivate you because you don't want to walk off the field and feel that way again. And the fact that South Doyle is able to be on the winning side of the scoreboard this game, it's been a long night. This game had a chance to win it right before overtime with the kick. You miss the kick, you get it done in overtime.
It was almost a flashback to last week.
1,000%.
But this one ends positively
Right.
for South Doyle, unlike last week. So 27-24 the final. South Doyle now improves to 3-2.
3-2.
Gibbs falls to 3-2. And boy, I tell you
that's
what,
awesome right there.
That says it all right there. Yeah, exactly. Big night tonight for the Cherokee. That was Kamarion Rice, the junior, getting a big hug. Coaching staff loving it. Yeah.
There's Robert Reeves right in the middle. He's fired up.
He's like, guys, let's go home. Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate. Hey, right here!
Oh, he's got to call him around. Yeah.
Ooh, this might be. We might need to turn off the audio for this.
Listen, be careful.
Look at that.
But yeah, the
this
coaches
is awesome.
are excited. A huge win for them. And as we mentioned,
this is a huge win. Gibbs is a powerhouse in 4A to take them down on their home turf in a back and forth game. Never a doubt.
Yeah, no.
They just reset, answered the call, didn't matter. Gibbs takes the lead. Just the way that South Doyle has responded is just so impressive to see, especially one win last season.
Right. And again, coming off that heartbreaking loss in overtime last week after battling with Carter, taking that one into overtime.
Oh,
there you go, Coach. There you go. You're 3-2 on the season. Gotta love it, huh? Gotta love it. And to win it at Gibbs, too. As you mentioned, that's a tough place to win.
And those hugs are what it's all about, right?
Reed Reynolds getting a big hug there from his coach.
Hey, hold on. Are y'all ready? Yes, sir. We are Keys. 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 Hey, everybody get over here. Get over here. Stop it up. That's what I'm talking about.
Real quick, listen to me. Hey, listen. Hey, I was told several months ago that South Doyle couldn't run the ball, and we just ran it right down their throats in overtime and won the game. I'm so proud of you.
And I got another thing. We heard Gibbs is going to win because they're the better coach football team. Hey, the next thing is, I heard we sometimes run the football. We sometimes throw the football. Hey, first and foremost, listen, I want you to understand this. You were in that same position last week, right? And what do I tell you? What do we say? Learn from it. Grow from it, you give it to God, and you go to work. And that's exactly what you did today. Yes, sir! Hey, listen. Defense.
Huge win.
And just an awesome post-game scene there at Gibbs as South Doyle gets the win. And you only get that here on Friday Frenzy Live. We'll be back right after this.
And welcome back to Friday Frenzy Live. Boy, what a night of high school football.
A great night.
Yeah.
We just saw an overtime winner from South Doyle, but we also had a big win for Anderson County over Carter in our game of the week. KCK is there live with the winning head coach, Davey Gillum. Hey, guys.
With us, and we're going to be in a rush.
Hey, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I'm joined now by Anderson County head coach Davey Gillum. Now, coach, this one you guys really broke away late in that third quarter. Why do you think that you were kind of able to break down what Carter was originally putting up for you guys defensively?
You know, I think, every game's a little bit of a boxing match. You're jabbing them as you go, and, as it goes on, some of those jabs and body blows start taking more effect. You get bigger creases. But, I think a lot of it was just the penalties. We had 3 touchdowns called back first half. I think 2 more in the second half. If those were all clean, it probably would have been maybe more separation in the first half. So that had a lot to do with it. But some of it was just cleaning it up and making sure we weren't doing anything to get any penalties called. And then the holes got a little bigger, and, Jason don't need a whole lot of room. He was special tonight. One of the best runs I've ever seen in high school football he had a few more, too. And then Moody made some big runs, and I think he threw for 4 touchdowns. So, all of our guys were making plays. It was just we had a lot of sloppy plays and penalties that maybe kept it close longer than we'd like it to be.
When you look at Jason, just why is he so special? Why does he separate himself? What's the number one thing that comes to your mind about him?
There's so many things. You know, first of all, he's crazy fast. You know, he's a 4.4, 4.3 guy, but his transitional speed is second to none. I mean, him and Tyreek King in transitional speed are the two best I've ever seen in East Tennessee. But he knows how to run behind his pads. He knows how to deliver a shot, great balance. But then his knack for just knowing how to run the football is something that you can't teach a kid, and he's as good as I've seen.
We heard you talking to the team after this one. Just what's the most important thing that you want them to know coming off of a big win like this?
You know, it's similar to what we've been telling them since we got together this summer and working. We got a lot of talent. You know, not having JD in there definitely slows down flow and momentum, but we've still got a lot of good players. But ultimately, the goal for us is to just play clean football so our talent can showcase itself. And so far, every game, we've been our own worst enemies. We've got a little cleaner every game. Tonight, we had some setbacks, but it's just them getting to see it, having a better understanding of how those things affect us on the field.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Casey.
Hey, just want to remind everybody, we do this every Friday
Sure
online, also on our WAT6 Plus app, so you can tune in next week. That's where you'll find us. Take a look at some of the scores tonight. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, West getting its first win of the season, huge win over Campbell County.
Yeah, and Dobbins-Bennett handling Morristown East. Hey, well, we have much more scores and highlights for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock right here on WATE.